Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us on another edition of Row 1, Seat 1, right here live on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. I am your host, Joey Fats. With me, as always, Mr. Sean Bettencourt and the Darkness.
Are you the host as always? I don't know.
I am the host, as always, yes.
Is he the hostess with the mostest?
I don't know.
I mean,
I think he's full of shit.
whatever.
Well, yeah.
You can think I'm full of shit all you want. Doesn't make it right. You feels me?
No, I
You
can.
feels me, bro?
I can
I don't
feel
feels you.
whoever I want.
You feels me? So we got a great show coming up here for you tonight. 2 action-packed hours of just all the fun stuff. We'll get into Cam and his little spat with a teenager at a passing camp. We will get into Carson Wentz finally getting dealt. Any day now was finally last, Thursday?
Yeah.
Or Wednesday, whatever it was.
It feels like it was like Tuesday as soon as the show ended. That's what it feels
yeah,
like.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
actually, yeah, you
Anything
might have
that
to-
happened after the show ended feels like a week ago. We'll get into the Jets getting some serious interest in Sam Darnold. The Deshaun Watson rumors heating up. Where will Marcus Mariota end up? Who will be the Patriots quarterback? We'll do the quarterback dance again. The franchise tag deadline is coming up March 9th, so that puts some pressure on the Cowboys to figure out what they're going to do with Dak. We will talk a little bit of we'll get into a couple of studies that we found that came out during this past week about COVID and the spread of COVID due to NFL and NCAA football games having fans in person. We'll dive a little bit into the Oklahoma City placeholder, I should say, the holder who got his clock cleaned in a bathroom fight with a couple of guys who apparently have been taking MMA since they were like
Wait,
9.
who is
You
that?
said Oklahoma City?
Oklahoma. The Sooners.
Oh,
Oklahoma
yeah.
Sooners.
All right. I
The
thought you said city. I
placeholder?
was
The
like, wait,
placeholder.
yeah,
The guy who holds
that
the kicks.
kick. Yeah.
He's a wide receiver, redshirt freshman, wide receiver / placeholder, 6'1". Decided he was going to talk a little shit to some guys in the bathroom, and he fucked around and found out.
I did not know that was a guy that guy's probably going to lose his scholarship now.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Plus, he got his clock clean.
I mean, he might get like the pity thing because he got messed up, but
dude, he got annihilated. Like, I don't know if he broke that dude's nose first or something, and then that guy just destroyed him. They both got destroyed.
yeah, but he got knocked the fuck out.
Well, was he
knocked
out?
Fuck out.
I don't know if he was out.
That's-
He had to have surgery to repair his orbital bone, and the doctor was like, "You're lucky you didn't lose your eye."
Yeah.
It was that bad.
Damn, I didn't know anything about that. Shit.
Shit is right.
Hey,
So we'll talk a
sucks.
little bit about that. We'll get into that. So sorry, I'm just fixing some shit I meant to fix before the show. There we go. Mine looks a little bright. I'll put mine back down.
Yours looks bright because
We
our
look-
light is gone.
We look dark.
No, I
I
know,
always
but
look
it
dark.
just I'm just playing with things here that I should have been playing with.
There you go.
So
That's,
I mean,
that's
there's
pretty.
what was the other things that we had on the rundown there?
So we will get into the Celtics and the NBA. We'll get into the Celtics dive bombing it out because it is just absolutely hysterical to go through social media and see everybody, all these Celtics fans calling for Danny Ainge and Brad Stevens' head, which, not to say a tut-a-so, but a fucking a tut-a-so. So we'll get into that a
We'll
little
touch
bit.
on that.
Oh, yeah, we will later.
We'll touch a little bit on Joey Logano maybe leading back-to-back weeks, the last lap at Daytona, and not
Who?
winning the race. It was kind of nice.
Can't hold him on.
Who?
So one thing before we dive into the Cam Newton thing, we'll start off with the Cam Newton. Oh, obviously we got to make mention
We
of
got-
the major news of the
we
day,
mention.
which we
God damn.
the Tiger Woods news.
Tigger.
Tiger was involved in a very serious car accident today. Reports are steadily streaming out. Well, slowly but steadily. Allegedly, from what I've been told, he has multiple compound fractures in both legs.
Yep.
I'm laughing at you trying to say compound and not
Yeah.
at the actual situation.
It's pretty wild. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll try and keep our tabs there, and we'll get to.
Do we know? I know I kind of messaged you guys and I threw it up on the page. If you don't like us, and by the way, other big news: we finally hit 1,000 likes.
Yes.
Oh yes, thank you
Fucking
very
thank
much.
you.
Thank
That
you.
is
Megan,
that's
shout out to Megan for being the
that's
1,000th.
that's
Yeah,
a cool
Megan,
milestone to hit for a page, especially us that we're so local and small. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. But anyway, get back to the thing. So I shared it earlier in the day, like at the first 2 minutes that it happened, the news broke. We shared it on the Row 1 Seat 1 Facebook page about Tiger Woods. I haven't really heard much else. I heard that he could be paralyzed, like his legs are paralyzed, but that's all I've heard. I've heard nothing else. Do we know? Was he drunk driving?
so
was
they-
it?
He was on his way to meet Justin Herbert and Drew Brees.
Yes, they were doing a
What?
shoot for Golf TV. He was with David Spade and Dwayne Wade the night before. They were doing a shoot for Golf TV. That's
Okay,
like
David Spade's like an alcoholic though,
Yeah, well, what's
raging.
So am I. That
so-
doesn't mean that's not my fault if you go and crash your car on
Yeah,
the way
right.
home.
But no,
Who
it
says he went
wasn't
to
on the
sleep?
way home. It wasn't on the way home.
Or wake up. Maybe
Tiger
he
went-
was still drunk till the next morning.
He was on his way back to film with Breeze and Herbert.
Okay.
For the next edition of the show.
Okay.
Whatever it was that they're doing. It's some
Yep.
promo that they're doing for Golf TV.
Okay.
And the guys at the place were like, "Wow, Tiger Woods is usually very early.
Our boy is mad
he's
late.
never late. Like, what's going on?" And then they
Come to
found
find out,
he rolled his car, and apparently they, from what I've read and what I've seen so far, talk screen's clean, so they didn't find substance in him, and it was just a freak thing.
From what I heard listening to Mad Dog Radio, Mad Dog Russo on the way earlier today, it's one of the more dangerous roads in the LA area.
Was it clipping?
And no, it's just very windy and very downhill, and
Yeah.
it gets very slick in the morning
Well, one
because
report
like
that I did
the moisture in the air and all that shit, and it just makes
well,
it for
it's
very
mist,
dangerous
like fog,
driving.
yeah, but one report that I did see was that a tire was his tire popped or something
Could've.
He touched the curb. And then the tire popped, and it made him go out of control. I saw that in one report earlier today, probably around 3 o'clock.
Well, we also posted the picture on Row 1 Seat 1 Facebook page as well.
Yes.
That car is fucked.
Yeah, that's bad. That's rough, and it's pretty far away from the road.
And they had to use the
Well,
jaws
so
of life.
It's like the ditches that you see around 140 and all
Yes,
that stuff on the side of
yes.
the highways. Just picture one of those, but a quarter of a mile long, not just a quick ditch and out.
Nah, he looked like he fell off a hill.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah.
Legit.
So it looked like instead of going into the 140 into the ditch, and it's all right, 5-10 feet
I was
angled
30
down.
into the woods,
He drove off of a goddamn 3-story tenement house.
essentially.
Yeah. So fuck.
Rough hit for Tiger Woods.
Good thing it was a brand new SUV, or else we probably wouldn't be talking about him being rescued through the windshield with the jaws of life. You'd probably be like, well, and we lost
Wait.
another one today.
Was it?
It wasn't his car. It was a rental from the Golf TV people.
Well, maybe if
was
he
a
was
loan.
driving his own car, he would have been driving like a tank, and he would have been fine.
I mean, it looked like it was a Q8 Audi.
Maybe he would have had the killdozer.
What's that fucking big thing? The bunch of lineman football players by the Forester. It's like a fucking farming equipment size truck.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Vince Wilfork had one, and he's like, "Yeah, I get
Oh, you
I
mean
get my
like,
groceries in this."
yeah.
I was like, "Were you
It's
buying
bro,
a
that thing's
fucking
got
horse?"
8 wheels. And
He's like, "Yeah."
And all right, 774-992-8702. That's the phone number if you want to give us a call. Obviously, we'll be talking about Tiger Woods throughout the show. We'll be talking all the other stuff we just outlined as well. One thing I did bring up, and this was kind of it was supposed to be a pre-show meeting, but I'll just do it with you guys now on the air. There will be a level. We will be having sensitivity training on this show going forward. Because the
We won't.
corporate has informed me that this show gets a little too edgy sometimes. And the major problem is we need to learn how to be less white. So
Shut up.
we stole Coca-Cola's sensitivity training thing from Indeed.com. Funny thing
So
is,
whack.
Darkness has the most work to do, which is kind of the funny thing. He's the most white out of all of us.
oh, okay.
That makes no sense. I'm sitting
so
right here.
Makes all the sense.
He's gonna have the hardest time with all this. But no, so we'll all be drinking Coca-Cola from now on, and we'll make sure that we tone down our whiteness.
If anything, I thought corporate would really step in and be like, "You got to come ask Joey."
I mean, that's
Joey
the
says
first
that.
thing you see. So corporate steps in. Joey, relax.
Well, it's the one of the things that Coca-Cola wants their employees to do. One of the things of being less white is to be, and this is their words. I'm quoting it directly from the leaked photos from the whistleblower.
That
at
whistleblower
Coca-Cola.
is gone.
Oh,
I mean, it wouldn't. I'd probably be out the door anyway. But one of the things that they said that they want you to be is less certain. So we have to be less certain. It just, we being certain and assertive in your
I don't have to
opinions.
worry. I'm never certain.
It does. Well, apparently I'm fine because apparently I flip flop like a motherfucker.
well,
during
I mean,
do.
YouTube.
this isn't
So,
wrong.
It's just
It's not just flip flop. It's how much shit can you throw at the wall.
See,
Something.
let's
eventually's gonna
time mark this and 8:40. Okay, got it. And in 35 minutes, Joey had been like, "I'm the most steady person I know."
Oh, I am. What do you want from me? So you got to be less certain. That's the big thing. That was one of the bigger things. So, let's dive into the Cam Newton stuff.
Ooh,
So
there's
this
a
was-
lot to unravel here.
Oh, yeah,
There
we
was-
had-
so
we
there
had
was a
good
lot.
show today.
Cam was busy.
I don't think I cut the actual audio because I'm pretty sure everybody's seen the video, and the audio is just it's just
go ahead,
kind of
Sean.
confusing.
Oh,
And if you haven't seen the video, guess someone posted it on the Row 1 Seat 1 Facebook page. That's going to be a theme tonight.
Yes, Sean.
How annoying can Sean get with the Rowan Seat 1 Facebook page?
Not annoying enough.
So my Macho Man video.
We can't play the video because we'll get flagged. It'll get the video taken down, so we can't actually play it.
We can't even play the volume?
The audio's kind of too. It's
Choppy.
kind of weird, isn't it? Though.
Yeah,
I mean, I can
takes
play
out
it.
content. Nah, let's just break it down.
Okay.
So, well, fuck it. Let's just play the audio.
Oh, we're gonna
Just
do
play
it
the audio
live.
over it, yeah.
God damn it!
Let's just play the audio.
Well,
Just going around.
Bill O'Reilly, that shit.
Do it live.
Fuck it, I'll do it live.
I like the Stewie Griffin version better. Oh, so I guess we'll just do it live?
Was he Russian?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I said I was going to talk Slav today. So
Oh,
I'm sticking-
Slav, that's
sticking
good.
to my promise.
That's
you know,
good.
Speaking the Slav.
You watch rounds right before you come here.
Oh, yes, every day.
All right. Let's see.
All right, Joey's got it.
Let's see if we can just make this. Let me make sure this site isn't muted for any stupid reason.
Caray,
If you
come
hear
on.
if you hear any ridiculous ads,
If you hear any,
it's-
ka-doong and
So,
stuff like that, it's Joey's
Preface,
computer bugging out.
this is the kid talking trash to Cam Newton at his own camp, correct?
yes.
Thank you.
So, yep. Hold on. There's an ad. Of
Oh,
course.
Latuda.
Saliqua.
Oh, Saliqua. Shaniqua. Oh! Sean just died. God
No,
bless
it's
you.
COVID.
Oh, God bless you. Rona.
Okay, so this
Got the
ad's-
vid.
Here we go.
All right, I am not waiting a fucking minute and 20 seconds for this ad. Fuck
Why didn't you just go to our Facebook page and play it right from there?
Oh yeah, it is on there,
That
huh?
would just be smart.
Just said it.
That would just be smart.
That actually would be the best.
So,
Probably the
as
best way
Sean
to
said,
go.
there's two different videos that we have of Cam Newton.
And Cam handles it, I think, well.
He
I mean,
does. Rona.
Okay, so this
Got the
ad's-
vid.
nope,
All right,
nope, he
I am
can't
not-
because we're live.
Yeah, I can't because we're live. Now.
Ah, screw it, whatever.
All right, so break it down, Sean. Break it down.
So basically,
I'll pull it up. You guys talk.
Cam is having his 7-on-7 camp that he runs and he promotes and he pays for. This is his thing that he cherishes most about upbringing youthful talent in America to come together. And as Cam is walking by, the video starts with a teammate of a young man screaming out, "You ass and you trash."
And you a free agent.
And you a free agent. And he's like, and Cam, like, trying to be like that.
No, because the last thing the kid said was, "You about to be Porto."
Yeah, because
He's like, "You
Cam,
about to be Porto."
if you see Cam, you know Cam. Cam has, like, that cocky confidence.
Yeah.
Where he's like, yeah, but I'm rich. He's like, all those points you made, but I'm rich.
Yeah.
And he kept saying, but I'm rich, but I'm rich. And then we walks over close to the kid, and the kid kept saying, like, you ass, you're about to be poor, you a free agent, you nobody.
Yeah.
And the kid's going and going and going, and the kid's taking it personal with him. And Cam just says, let me talk to your dad.
No, first he says mom.
He says mom.
First he
I didn't
says
hear the mom part.
And then when the kid goes back and he's like, "Where your daddy at?"
And he kept saying, where your daddy at? And everyone took that as disrespectful to Cam. We also posted another video on
Yep.
the Row 1 Seat 1 Facebook page right,
Right
after that one. And it was Cam saying, listen, I'm asking for your dad because I'm not trying to be disrespectful saying you don't have a dad. I'm asking for your dad because I'm not about to argue with you being a
you,
little kid.
yeah.
I want to talk to your dad.
All right, we got
Right.
it. Ready?
Here we go.
All right. Okay, hold on. Never mind.
God damn it, Joey.
And round three.
No, let's-
Daddy, let me talk to your dad.
Oh,
You a free agent, rich. You a free agent. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You're a free agent. I'm rich. You're a free agent. I'm rich. He's a free agent. Where your daddy at? Let me talk to your dad. Let me talk to your dad. Where's your dad? You're a free agent. Where's your dad? You're a free agent. You're a free agent.
I'm sorry. It's your fault why everybody's looking, but I'm really just trying to ask a question. But you never said what you did. You said you gonna see.
At the end of the day, right?
Nah, coach, it's not disrespect.
No,
I
I
promise you
get
it's
it.
not
I
disrespect.
get that. I get that. But
All right, so there's like a little bit more after this, which I
Yeah.
haven't seen yet. But
Yeah, so we posted the second
posted on
video,
the
and you can
second
see
video.
the rest of it. But basically, Cam is like, I'm not about to argue with no kid. He's like, I'm trying to help this man. I'm trying to
Right.
teach this man. This is my camp. I want young men to come here like this so I can interact with them. And that kid, shame on that kid. That kid's talking to, no matter how you feel about Cam right now today about his NFL career, he was an Auburn. Did he win the national championship in Auburn?
I thought
And
it was
Heisman.
I thought it was LSU. He won. Oh no, it
Well,
was
he
Auburn.
It was
Yeah,
Auburn.
Yeah, he went to Auburn.
Yeah, that was the transfer.
he
First
transferred
overall
from
pick.
Florida after the whole laptop
First overall
thing.
pick, had an MVP season, and brought his team to a Super Bowl. He did that in his career, and he's still technically active in the NFL. And this kid's shit-talking him just for a few laughs from his friends who are teammates. They're all 13, 14 years old. It's like, damn, like this guy, you're trying to trash talk him in his own camp to get like
I was
10
just
minutes
gonna
of
say,
fame.
this guy is the reason why you're even standing on this grass right now.
Yeah,
son.
yeah, exactly. Why did you even show up
Right.
if you think
Yeah,
so much of this man?
and my thing is anybody who has a problem with what Cam Newton, how he acted or said anything, like whatever, like, I mean, yeah, you don't like. I mean, I don't like necessarily him being like, yeah, but I'm rich. Like he's just flexing on a high school kid. Like And
Yeah,
let's
but
be
I mean-
real. Cam Newton made what, like $5 million in endorsements last year?
Yeah.
And
Cam-
endorsements, probably more
Cam
than
Newton's
actually
not
got paid.
Cam Newton. Money is not an issue for Cam Newton.
God, no.
So this kid trying to tell the like, oh, you about to be poor. Like, first of all, it just like, okay, the kid's 15 years old.
Yep.
He's ignorant as fuck. Like, just he doesn't have a fucking clue how the
And
real
that's
world
sad
works.
that at 15, you're ignorant because you're already in high school. So
Yeah.
you should be
He's a sophomore, junior in high school.
coming along with how things work in
But
life.
now to go back to when we were 15 years old, I mean, I wouldn't say that to a professional athlete. Like, I don't know where these kids get off
You
thinking
wouldn't
like,
say that to an adult.
like, right. I don't know where kids get off thinking they can just like, that you can shit talk Cam Newton
And it's fine.
at a passing camp. Like, could you imagine
His
somebody
own.
Yeah,
going?
right.
Could you imagine like going like when we were in high school and going to like Steve McNair's passing camp and just being like, "Yo,
You
Steve,
suck."
you busted, bro. Your body's always broke down. You a bitch." Like, what? No, like that's it, and it's so far out of whack. And the thing is, my beef with what this kid did. So hold on, let me finish my original thought first.
Yeah.
This he's 15 years old. He's ignorant as shit. He has no idea how the real world works. Clearly, he's one of these kids that have grown up online, and he hasn't been punched in the face yet because for something he said, and that completely is it's very, very obvious because this kid thinks that he can go online, go on Instagram or Twitter, type out whatever he wants, and no one can punch him in the face.
Yeah.
And no one can hit him, and no one can say. All they can do is say something back. In the real world, when you say things like that, and we know plenty of keyboard tough guys, I've met 1,000 of them over my career, my time doing this show. They're out there, and the keyboard tough guys need to learn. Hey, you can get punched in the face. You know, if I had a nickel for every single time somebody would, private message me on Facebook and tell me, they've been banging my wife, that my wife's a whore, that I'm a fat piece of shit and I'm a slob, and
Sorry
I'm gonna
for sending the fat piece
all
of
this,
shit message.
yeah.
My bad.
all like just basically think like your family's trash. You're fucking, talking shit about me, my family, my wife. Everything and anything you could possibly imagine. And then I bump into him in Stop and Shop, and you know what the reaction is?
Hey.
How you been, man?
Yo, hey, dog, how you been, man? Yo, hey, listen, bro, my bad about that shit I said a couple weeks ago, dog. I was on one. I had a couple drinks. You know what I mean? I was
Something pissed me off.
I was emotional. I was pissed off at my girl, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was going through some shit. So my bad. I respect you, right? You know what I mean? You're my boy. I respect you. That's the answer I get every single fucking time.
Right.
And there are times where I had one kid come up to me and do that to me at the feast one year, and I looked at my brother and I was like, "Who the fuck was that?" Literally, I had no fucking clue he was because that's how often it happens. I don't keep track of you people. Like, that's the thing. Like, you think I know
you know
you,
why?
but I don't. But those are the kind of people that this kid is. So this kid is just a spoiled ass little rotten piece of shit kid who has no idea who he's talking to, where he's talking, and what his audience and what the circumstances are. So let's
Well,
take.
no, that's just it. There's no circumstances in his mind.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean circumstances. I meant consequences. What the consequences could be.
What are we doing now?
No, that's what I'm saying.
I thought you were
Oh,
going
I
to
thought
play
you were
something.
playing it again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I thought you were going to play something
No,
again.
this kid has no. I got audio of. So I grabbed some audio of LeVar Arrington, basically
Oh, before we get to that, though.
excusing this kid. So
Yeah, so before we get to that, the people found this kid very fast. The internet is merciless when it wants to
Of
be.
course it is.
So they found this kid. They tagged his Instagram, they tagged his Facebook, his Twitter, everything. They got this kid like dead to rights. The kid made an apology on like his notes in his phone and screenshotted it and sent it to like Cam Newton, ESPN, Barstool Sports, Fox News. He's like, listen, like that was me. Like, honestly, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I really hope people forgive me because I don't want this to like scar me. AKA, oh shit,
I done messed up.
I've made a fool of myself, and this could affect me potentially playing football going further.
And that's the thing. It wasn't even like, okay, if this kid was looking to be like viral for something.
Yeah, just trying
Congratulations, you went viral
For
all the wrong reasons.
Yes.
Like you gained nothing by doing what he did. Nothing was gained by what that kid did or said. No one thinks he's cool. No one was like, oh shit, Cam, he got you. He's not going into school tomorrow and his boys being like, yo, you fucking lit him up.
He had one friend, that white kid right to the left of him, to the right of Cam, and Cam's like talking to him, and Cam's asking him. Cam's like, "Well, what do you do? Like as a football player?" He's like already done with the rest of the
And it was
conversation.
funny,
He's
the
like, "What do you do?"
kid's-
And the white
like-
kid goes, "Hey, he kind of fast."
Yeah, he's got some speed. And he was like, "What do you mean he kind of fast?" Like, he quick.
Like his teammate was trying to defend him. He was like, "Oh shit, it's Cam Newton." He's like, he's
Couldn't
fast.
defend him.
He's fast."
You want to know what would have been great? You know what would have been great right there if Cam Newton was like, "Oh, you fast? Let's go 40."
I think Cam was kind of like talking to him like, "Hey, you want to go out there and like run some plays?" And the kid was like, "Nah." But I mean, like, if that was an NFL athlete, even if I got smoked, I'm like, I got smoked by an NFL fucking athlete. Who cares?
Right.
I'm not supposed to win.
That'd be like me going and entering like a fucking bench press competition
like-
with Brian Shaw, and I'm like, oh, he beat me.
That'd
no
be like
way.
Joey saying, "Oh, I can definitely beat Sean," and then I just beat him by like a quarter mile. Or like Joey, like racing the guy with no legs and losing.
But
I never
There we
raced.
go.
First of all, I never raced Tiger Woods.
It's baby legs.
It's baby legs. Not no
Baby
legs. God
Yeah,
damn
you
it.
keep on fucking that up.
How do you
Sean.
fuck that
How
up?
many
I don't
years
know
has
him.
it been?
I don't know this
This
man.
was like a race from like 3.5 years ago.
Baby legs, I'm partnering you up with regular legs. All right, let's take a listen to this LeVar Arrington.
LeVar.
So this is LeVar Arrington and Chris Broussard on, I think it's on Undisputed. And yeah, it's a 30-second
Job of the
take.
Hot
Take a
Boys.
listen.
Other thing too, let's go back to this. Let's go back to this. Like I sensed a lot of things like that I wasn't that wasn't me. I'm not an argumentative person. I'm like, coach, let's figure it out. Like and that example that you used, that's what they're like, that's a normal day. Like arguing, like boom, 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 boom. And that's the competitive drive. Like that's how they communicate. It's nothing like just for and this is why I love and respect. I think Bill Belichick is the most misunderstood person in all of sports.
100%, 1,000%.
He dope as shit.
Yeah.
He dope like he is.
Oh, what the fuck is going on?
First of all, you played the wrong clip, but
played
that's
the wrong
okay.
clip.
Oh, did
that
I?
was
My
Cam.
bad.
That was the Bill Belichick
That was
clip.
Cam.
I was wondering why. I was like looking. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Okay, here we go.
That was Cam
Sorry.
talking about Belichick.
Yeah. All right. Listen. I was like, why does this sound like Cam Newton talking right now? All right.
When I look at that video, it goes viral. I saw how many people were upset about it, and the kid is this, and why did Cam respond that way? Well, let me tell you something. If you are around these millennials, and I mean the super generation X, Y, and Z millennials, they different. These babies different. They just come from a different way. They handle things differently. So if that shocked you and that scared you, it's because you're not around these babies enough.
So first
Damn,
of all,
LeVar,
Why everybody babies?
you can hear the CTE in his voice.
They babies.
that was my fault. I played the wrong clip because I was too busy responding to Ben defending my honor against baby legs.
Listen, look, Ben was there.
Ben is also on Team Baby Legs, and there is
hold on.
there is a conspiracy.
I was there. Cole, that
to-
has been on this chat,
was
there.
There is a
Bro,
conspiracy.
I'm gonna get a petition fucking signed to everybody who was out on the field that day and be like, bro.
Let's just do it. Let's just run it back.
Did you see it?
Sworn
Did you see
affidavits.
it?
I want sworn affidavits because it didn't happen.
All right, let's
Oh, it
just,
happened.
didn't
I wish I
happen.
had
we'll do it
on
again.
fucking video.
But
So-
to get back, not to get too off track.
So the
Ben
LeVar,
can't talk though,
the,
because we had fatter running for fat. When
is
Ben
true.
went the first
I actually
base
have the
and called
picture
for
of
a
that
runner.
somewhere.
I
All right,
do
go.
as well.
So the LeVar Arrington comments, basically what LeVar Arrington says, and like, first of all, Mr. Arrington, no, this didn't shock or scare me.
Who was scared?
I was not shocked or scared by this in the least bit,
Am I
okay?
a 55-year-old
Right, like-
middle-aged woman.
Am I a 55-year-old middle-aged white woman from the Midwest? Like, what the fuck? Why would I be scared of that? First of all,
Barbara?
so I was, yeah. No, her name's definitely like Yvette or something like that.
No, it's gonna be
Yvette.
Jerry Lynn, Jennifer, like Sarah Lynn, something. you know.
Jerry Lynn, the wrestler?
I don't fucking know.
All right,
Anyway,
there you go.
Don't you remember fucking?
will you stop hijacking my segment?
Go.
So the LeVar Arrington comments, basically what he's doing is excusing this kid's behavior. And he's saying, well, I'm around these kids, and we'll play a couple of, we have another clip of it too. He's basically, I'm around these kids all the time, and they different. This is how they handle things. This is how they interact. Stop excusing shitty behavior. That's the problem, LeVar. You excuse shitty behavior, and then it just goes unchecked, and people are allowed to continue to act like that, and nothing else, and nothing happens. There's consequences for actions. There's consequences for these things. So you can't just say, well, you don't understand because you ain't around these babies. These babies different. They mean babies. No, that kid's not mean. He's not different. That's not, and I'm sorry, if that's how he handles things, he needs to be taught by an
That's
adult.
not how you handle shit.
This is not how you handle shit. Now, I don't know why he was talking shit to Cam Newton in the first place. Like,
There was no
Well,
reason.
see,
He just did it.
The thing that I hate is though, like the video came up as he was already saying it.
because
So like like
he
Cam
told
was
his
probably-
friend.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Cam was walking by. They probably said whatever, and he was like, "Hey, watch this, watch this." And this boy's probably like, "You won't say nothing." He's like, "Oh yeah, bet. Watch this."
Yep.
And the kid put up the phone as he was already talking shit to Cam.
Yeah.
So it was literally like they were filming Cam's reaction, not what was said beforehand. Like, who's to say the kid wasn't even saying shit before the phone came on?
Right. We don't know. We don't know what happened, how it led to where it was at. But the bottom line is all we have to go on is what we saw. Right. So unless somebody comes out and says like, "Yo, this kid was going to talk some shit to Cam because his dad's a Saints fan and he was with the Panthers and they hate him and he just wanted to run his mouth because he's not a fan." Blah blah blah. This, that, and the other thing. No, that's not the case. Like we don't know that until that happens. All we have is this one kid, and what he's saying to Cam Newton, and it is disrespectful to do what he did.
Totally.
Like you don't just come out and just start talking shit. Like first of all, rule number 1 about professional athletes, right? You never talk about another man's money. Period. Like
True.
you never do it. Ask a guy about, ask Von Miller about what he thinks about J.J. Watt's contract 4 years ago. Nope. Not doing it. Good for J.J.
I'm trying to get mine. That's
Yep,
all he
I'm
says.
trying to get
just
mine. I'm trying to do this, whatever.
But you've never once heard somebody say, "Well, he got this much."
Well, it's a bad practice.
That's the inside story between him and the owner.
So,
but what you get in the media when that question's asked is happy for him.
right. You never talk about another man's money. So this kid broke rule number 1 of being a professional athlete. If he aspires to be that someday, this is now a lesson he's learned. You don't speak on another man's behalf when it comes to his paychecks. You never shit talk a guy for getting who you think is overpaid. You never go out in the public and do it. You do it behind closed doors, not in a viral Facebook video. You don't do it.
Yep.
Period. Second off, the LeVar Arrington thing, like, it just irks me because LeVar Arrington, like, I get what LeVar is saying, and he's like, these kids are hungry. They're athletes. They're hyper competitive and all this other shit. I'm like, that's all fine and well. Go talk shit to the kids you're competing against. Cam Newton is not a participant. He is a coach. He is a guy who is there to help you. If I was in DYAA and Keith was on the other team and I was on this team, I'm going to shit talk Keith, not Mr. Lally who's sitting on the fucking bench.
Very true.
Or Mr. Burgo.
Very
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to shit talk him. I'm going to shit talk Ben. I'm going to shit talk whomever.
Oh, and a shit talking we did.
Yes, we did plenty of shit talk, but you don't go and shit talk the coach,
No.
or the coach's friend who's there at at the holiday
Who was
tournament
the,
helping out reffing or helping out run the thing at the scorer's
This
table.
just reminds me of what was the kid that called out Jordan in the camp? What was that? That ended up being in the NBA. What the fuck was his name?
Oh,
I
Jesus.
think I remember he wanted to play on one-on-one.
No.
right?
The kid was just talking shit to Jordan the whole time, and Jordan was finally like, "You think you can beat me?" And the kid ended up being in the NBA. Oh my God, what the hell was his name?
I know they're talking about. I've seen the
I
video many
vaguely
times.
remember the
this
story.
is obviously like an older video. It was like right after he played with the Wizards or
Yeah, he was like in
going
his
back
40s.
into the
yeah.
Wizards, like
yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it may
yeah,
have
yeah,
been.
yeah.
It was like, oh my God, I can't think of who it was. I know he played for like Sacramento or something.
But that's like I said.
But dude, the kid talked shit to Jordan, and Jordan was like, "Well, stand up, see if you could do it."
But that's the equivalent
what
of
I'm
me.
saying?
That's the equivalent of me going to Mr. Burgo's basketball clinics and shit talking Mr. Burgo.
Mm-hmm.
What? Like no.
OJ Mayo.
OJ Mayo.
Thank
Good
you,
call.
Sir.
Thanks, Pam.
Thank you, sir.
Like that's the level of idiocracy this is. Like this kid, obviously, again, we said it, he's 15, he's ignorant, he doesn't know how the real world works. He was completely unaware of his surroundings, and he just didn't know what he was talking about. But I'd love to hear from somebody who, anybody who thinks this kid was right and thinks it was okay. But let's play the Chris Broussard clip because Chris Broussard goes ahead and actually defends Cam Newton in this, which I think is the right thing to do.
That was disrespectful. And when I think Cam didn't expect, like the kids obviously calling him out, and he didn't just say you're going to be a free agent. He was saying I don't even know if I can say it on TV, but he was calling him out, saying basically you can't play no more.
Saying
Your
you
game is weak. And I think Cam is stepping to him, figured the kid's going to lighten up. I'm just playing, because you step to a kid like that, you're a superstar, and you think he's going to give you the respect you deserve at your own camp, no less. And I thought Cam, look, nobody liked hearing Cam say, I'm rich. All right. You don't have to put him in his place like that. But overall, I think Cam handled it well. And I think when Cam was saying, where's your father? he wanted to address the father, like with strength. Like I think, because I would have been in that situation, I would have done it. I wouldn't have, you don't want to, he's not going to say anything negative to the 15-year-old kid, but I bet you if his dad was there, he would have been like, yo, control your boy.
For sure.
no, honestly,
I mean,
and
as any good parent would or should at that
And
point.
I
honestly,
mean,
but
the coach ran in, though. I know you're going to make a point right now, but the coach ran in. The coach is like, oh, shit. Like, no. Hey, I'll talk to him. Cam, like, I'm sorry for this. Like, and Cam was, like, telling the coach, like, no, it's all good. It's squash. Like, don't worry about it. Like, I'm just trying to talk to him. And the coach was trying to be, like, that father figure in that situation because it was probably a camp and the parents probably weren't there because of COVID.
right.
So.
Right, there was probably minimal people around to like kind of keep their dog on a leash type of thing, and
Well, even the coach had the mask on and all that shit too.
Yeah,
He
they
talked to him
most
and
of them
all
had
that, so.
masks.
yeah. So, but Broussard's right though. Like obviously the "I'm rich" comment, it's like okay, he's 15.
But when
You know what I mean, like-
when I first saw the video, I never took that because if you see Cam's face, he's like, "But I'm rich." Because the kid's like telling him
Right.
like he's ass, he's shit. And he's like,
Justin.
"But I'm rich."
Justin, Tiger Woods, shattered ankle and a compound leg fracture, so one leg.
Okay, so
that's good.
He can
A
amputate
shattered
that leg and he
ankle.
can still play.
Tiger wins
they
the
can run a marathon.
Tiger wins the Masters next year on a fucking prosthetic leg.
But like,
See, but this is the
everyone
point that
says,
I wanted to make was
go ahead.
the thing with Cam is, and people don't give Cam enough credit for this. Cam's smart.
He sure
he
is.
knows there's phones on. He knows he's being recorded.
Right,
He
he's
knows,
he's aware of his
he's
surroundings.
aware of his surroundings. He's like, I'm not about to yell at this kid. Like, I'm not about to yell at him. If I yell at him, anything I want from here on out is done. I no longer have my brand. I no longer play football. I am not a commercial guy anymore. I'm the asshole superstar that berated a kid.
Right.
So he did the exact thing like, yo, and the first thing he said, where's your mom at? Where's your dad at? Yo, where's your dad? And that's when the coach came in, and I honestly would have liked it if the coach, like, I mean, you don't know what happened after that, but if the coach and Cam pulled the kid off to the side afterwards. Like, that's what I think
Well, they could
probably
have.
ultimately happened once the cameras went down.
I guarantee you, there's more to that video. Obviously, we don't see because we're not
Right.
there all day.
Right.
But Cam probably went aside to him later and was like, "Hey, man, like,
See,
I hope you know."
I
like,
don't think that's the case because if that was the case, the kid wouldn't have issued an apology in writing for everybody to see.
the
Because
apology is like the Drew Brees effect.
right, but I'm saying if
hey,
if-
you did this, man. You did all this stuff. You better say sorry. That's everybody pressuring him.
right,
to do
but
it.
if this kid was like, oh shit, you know what, my bad, I fucked up, and it was settled right there on the field, Cam would have said, no big deal, don't sweat it, and you know what happened? Cam would have gone out and said, made a tweet, nah, it's nothing, we squashed it, it's cool, it's done. He was just talking shit. That's all.
Cam did make a statement about it, but it was
But
like
it-
in that crazy Cam speak.
But
that
it wouldn't have. It wouldn't have been. The kid wouldn't have been
like pulling
required to
tank top.
apologize publicly if it was. I don't think if it was squashed right there on the field. The coach, Cam, and the kid, the three of them sat there and were like, "Yo, you fucked up. Apologize to Mr. Newton. Okay, done. Now he doesn't have to go write an apology." What I think happened was Cam went his way, the kid went his way. Then the video blew up, and like, oh fuck, now we gotta
Well, it's
say
not even just
sorry.
the video blew up and people were just berating the kid. Like that's what ended up happening.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what?
People were saying to ban that kid from sports.
Yeah.
okay,
that's what happened.
that's extreme. That's beyond.
That's
extreme.
the
What
internet.
we live in.
Oh,
that's
I know.
what it
Oh,
is.
trust me, I know.
So because of all that
believe
is
me,
the
I
reason
know.
why the kid, whether the kid talked to Cam or not, if all that comes about, even if the kid talked to Cam, the kid still has to issue an apology because of everything else that transpired.
Nah, I don't think so.
More-
Because I think Cam could have shouldered the load, and Cam could have taken one for the kid and said, "Listen, you don't have to say shit. I'll handle it." And
Or Cam could be like, "That's a lesson you're gonna have to learn, young buck."
or maybe that happened. We don't know.
Of all the people that shared our post and commented on it, and I think about the specific video, we saw a lot of comments about that kid deserves a couple of black eyes, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
even in the chat
damn.
tonight, like you could tell parents don't beat their kids no more.
Dude,
mean,
I was
Listen,
like,
listen, let's face it, we are the last generation that got a whooping.
Yeah,
Whooping.
yeah, on a regular. Like we knew if we fucked up, we knew there was always the
We don't need to divulge.
now,
There's always
now
there was always the chance.
Now there's always a camera. The kids today will be like, you see that teddy bear has a camera in it.
Well, if you think about it, look, it was what, like when we were in like middle school, high school, that like shit started popping up like that. Like this 9-year-old called the cops on his dad. Wait, what? He said he was gonna chop off my stuffed animal's head.
Yeah, now kids have like unlimited access to media. Like they can like call the police from their refrigerator. So like there's just
Facts.
endless ways. Like, what about the parent that took away her daughter, their daughter's phone, laptop, computer? She went in the fridge and typed out a tweet and sent it. The mother unplugged the fridge like from having the capabilities.
Yeah, I remember
Then
this.
she went on her like Nintendo DS and she was like, "Sucker, I still got my Nintendo DS." She had like 19 devices connected to Twitter. Like it was ridiculous.
That's when you can tell the mom's not technical savvy because my kids pull that bullshit. I'm like, watch this. No Wi-Fi. How you
Yeah,
like
pretty
that?
much. Be like,
How you like that?
Oh, now we
what
got
you going to
nothing.
tweet now?
Be like,
I get mad at my wife. I go in the basement. How about we have no fucking power? Pow!
And then you're in the basement like this. Shit, it's dark.
No, I'd sit down there. If I ever did that, I'd be like, I'll stay down here and I hope I get killed by a demon because I hate turning the switch back on.
I'm a freaking demon.
But no, this kid, and I see people like have drawn, and this is the other thing that's come up is people have drawn the comparisons to athletes having issues with fans in the stands. Like LeBron had that girl that yelled, "You're a fucking bitch," and LeBron just turned and like gave her the death stare, and the security guy was like,
Hey!
whoa,
Whoa,
like
what about the Russell Westbrook shit?
the
that
Russell
happened 2
Westbrook
years
one.
ago?
But the difference,
Westbrook always seems to find people, to be honest with you.
but the difference between those
always
situations.
Westbrook.
He's an easy target.
And he reacts to it. So
Easy target. Why does he get shit and we don't? Easy target.
No, I get shit.
One person doesn't
Honky.
count.
The difference between those two situations is Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, those guys are active participants in the event that they're in the sport that they're participating in.
Yeah.
They're on the court. The fans who paid money to be in those seats
Are allowed to
heckle you.
Yes.
That's part of being a fan and
To a
being in a live
degree.
game.
To a degree.
I agree. To a degree, yes. But if you get out of hand at a game, like security will
That's
take
what
you out.
security's
Yes,
for.
correct.
You're right.
But if you spend money, if you go to Gillette and you spend money to be row 1, 50-yard
one.
line, right behind the Patriots bench, and Cam Newton's right there and you're shit talking him, that's that's where the kid should go do it.
I'd probably be kicked out.
Not at the camp because
You would be kicked out?
I'd probably be kicked out because I'd be going, oh, when you're like, oh, Lord, you're coming. They'd be like, you got to get this guy out of
They're
here.
like, what are you talking about? He felt.
He's too positive. We got to get this man out of here.
This is New England. We're supposed to be negative.
Belichick turns around, gives you the glare like,
I'm like,
But that kind of shit talking is fine when it's taking place on the field of play. This wasn't on the field of play. Cam wasn't playing against the kid. Cam had nothing to do. He was just sitting there like just walking by like, all right, I got to go coach these kids. And this kid's like, yo, you ass. You about to be broke, you broke ass.
Which is really funny. Like the balls it takes to be that kid, to be honest with you. If I'm playing the devil's advocate here, the balls on that kid to be like, you ass, you about to be broke, you a free agent. It's like some guts, man.
yeah, but that's
not really,
Because
though.
you got to think about it. Don't you remember when you were young and you were just sitting there talking shit with your boys? You said the most random fucking crap to your friends. And then all of a sudden that kid was just probably hyped. Cam was over there, blah, blah, and he was like, oh, what about you, Cam? Are you just going to walk by and not dap me up? Like, you never know what could have happened that just set him off.
You know what? M. Night Shyamalan twist here. That kid was actually Kelvin Benjamin.
But how would he get so
I was going to
skinny?
say
He
Listen, you can stand on your knees, that's fine,
AIDS.
but skinny?
he must have gone to
Magic
Alex
Irving
Guerrero
School.
and TB12 and gotten some
God damn it. I said AIDS, and you said a much better answer in TB12.
AIDS, TB12.
Same thing.
6 to 1.
Yeah, either way, you're going for the devil.
Snake oil and concussion water or AIDS. I don't know. I don't think there's really too much of a difference. 774-992-8702. Give us a call. We've got a little way. We still got a long ways to
I
go
don't know
here.
why, but I still have the image of Sean downstairs sitting Indian style with his phone in the basement, pitch dark. Sitting there like, come to me, demon.
I'd be like,
Dude, as soon as he said I just pictured him ahead, I'm like, wow.
and you know what? None of that shit bothers me. If I saw some like red eyes go up and be like, fucking do something. I'm in a fight.
I'm here.
I'm in a fight. We down here together. You want to play some cards? Because I got time.
Some Parcheesi,
Make it
perhaps?
worth my fucking while, bro.
Give me a story to tell, bro.
Yeah.
He pulls out these cards. Pick one. And I'm just like, oh, these choices suck. Like, who's making these deals with you?
He's like, I'm a fucking demon. What did you expect?
What is this supposed to say, $1 million?
This
Like,
one's
what
a
the
naked cat. Like, do I get the cat or what is this?
hell? Does it mean I'm going to be naked forever?
Just asking questions.
Joey Pats Radio, roll 1C1.
Hey, what's up, boys?
What's happening?
What's up,
Pat?
Pat?
Sean, you want to talk some NBA quick?
Sure.
Well, the All-Star lineup just got announced.
Oh, whoa. Hold the fucking presses.
Gordon Hayward.
Fire up the presses. Let's get the
Jalen
All-Star.
Brown is finally an All-Star.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. The NBA All-Star game. This,
shut the hell
there
up.
is just nothing more thrilling
Shut the hell up.
than the
your whole
NBA
mouth up.
All-Star announcement. Oh, God. I look forward to this more than Christmas, the Super Bowl, and the 4th of July.
Hi,
combined.
Pat. What would you like to talk about? I'm talking over Joe right now.
Why do the Celtics suck so much?
Well, if you've been listening to this show for the last, 2.5, 3 years, you'd know why.
Dude, I'm not even worried. Are you worried about it? I know we're 500, but I'm okay.
But I feel like everybody in the East besides the Nets are like,
Dude,
man,
we're in 5th place. Who gives a shit?
They're like
All
seventh now.
right, yeah.
By one
we
game.
won last night.
Whatever. I really feel like everything's blown up proportion. Everyone's all those fans be like, oh my God, I'm just squeezing my balls, hating this team. I'm like,
Yeah.
why are you freaking out so much? I don't understand it. You know how this team is. This team looks like ass in the beginning. They get on strong at the end of the year. They make the playoffs. Everyone's like, they can do it! And then they don't fucking do it.
That was very good Bill Burr right there. I like
That's
that.
pretty much what it was. But then now everyone's saying, Boogie Cousins is 100% going to be a Celtic. Everyone's like, it's
really?
it's guaranteed that
if-
he's going
if
to sign
you
here.
can go back
God,
3
I
years
hope
ago.
so.
3 years ago, I was on the show. I was like, yes, bring on Boogie.
3 to 5 years ago,
now,
100%.
now I'm like, meh.
I'm like, damn, we added just a
I'm gonna say
tall
it again.
dude.
I'm gonna say again, Drummond. We need Drummond.
I want Perkins.
I
My
want
boy
Perkins
weighs
as the head coach,
340
yes.
pounds. And
That's
he
why I
can't
want
run.
him. Just post him up.
Sean just wants
You know,
Perkins
I'm
going
not
there.
trying to I don't want to bring race into a conversation, but I just think they listen to Perkins more than Stevens, and I like Stevens a lot. I just think
'cause he's
Perkins is
cracker?
a tough guy. He's a tough guy. He'd be a new voice. I think he would be good, Perkins.
No,
No.
Sean wanted Perkins on the court.
Dude, I want
sir.
Perkins to play so he can just go out there and punch the other best player in
I
the
want fucking
face.
Perkins coaching.
No, yeah, you want to know why everybody will listen to Coach Perk? Because he's going to look at him with that face and he gives the fucking camera every week on ESPN. He's going to be like, I didn't say that, dog. He'll be like, oh my God. Oh
They'd be
my
like,
God,
why is he
he's
so
gonna-
angry?
He's going to eat me.
Well, if you were Oscar the Grouch in a trash can, then you
No, that was Andrew Bynum.
No, that was Bynum.
No, Perkins.
No, Bynum.
No, Bynum was a god, and Perkins was
So
equivalent
Pat,
to-
I'm totally joking. Of course, that's never gonna happen. That's my Make a Wish Foundation wish. But
if Sean was a small dying
Perkins-
child, this is what he would want.
unbelievable. Perkins would be a horrible
It's
coach
really sad
because
to think
think
about when you
so?
say it out loud.
oh my God, yeah. If they'd go to the sideline, he'd be like on that chalkboard. He'd be like, everyone just go straight and shoot. And they'd be like, yo, Perk, we got one ball. I didn't stutter. And then the whistle would blow, and they'd be like, we're just gonna wing it, man.
Well, see, and I
Alright,
think
shit.
I think
don't
that's
know anything.
Sean. I mean, Pat, you're not wrong. Stevens doesn't have that voice with the team anymore. You could see in the game against the Pelicans when Pelicans turned it on, they didn't run plays anymore. It was
No.
just like, all right, Kemba's gonna dribble it in. It's gonna go to Brown. It's gonna go to Tatum. Back to Kemba. Back to Tatum. Back to Brown. Back to Tatum. That was their offense for the last 5 minutes of the game.
But you know what? I almost feel I like Stevens though. I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
Maybe
no,
I do too.
I do too.
But I think
Nice
is it
guy.
Stevens or is it Ainge if you had to pick one? I still don't think it's too much time to worry. I think it's if anybody has to go, I'm saying go Ainge because Ainge is the one giving you any talent.
The way I say it is, you'd have to do both. If you're gonna do it, you got to do both because the new guy's gonna come in. He's gonna have
And
a
that
different
sucks.
philosophy. And Stevens just might not be the guy to light that fire underneath the kid's ass no more.
I feel like Stevens could be the guy, even if it's not here. He could be the guy somewhere because he's smart enough to know he knows everything
Yeah.
ins and outs.
That's great, but if you can't light a fire under your superstar's ass,
Who do you want? Who's the guy for fucking Toronto?
Nick
What's his
Young?
name?
He's a good coach.
Nick
the-
Nurse.
Nick Nurse. Sorry, Nick New York.
God, that is the most annoying person I've ever seen as a coach. If that guy can rally a team, I don't want that guy as my coach. He just seems like someone I just want to beat the shit
It
out
looks
of.
like he's bitching the whole time.
Yeah, he's like, oh my God, there's no more soy milk in the soy aisle. I'm like, oh my God. Just seeing the guy's face last year in the playoffs, I'm just like, I wanted to throw something at my TV just to get this guy off the
Are
screen.
these bagels vegan?
There's no sesame seeds. Just squeezing his hands in the store. There's veins popping out of his neck. The guy's face just literally makes me angry. Nick Nurse, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Nick Nurse.
Joey, do you guys care if I turn the conversation to totally 180?
No.
To
But
Tony
thank you guys.
When would we
Who do you
ever?
want for a quarterback, Sean, for the Patriots, or who do you think will be quarterback?
Who do I think will be quarterback?
The guy we were just talking about.
No,
Cam
I think
Newman.
it's.
I think it's going to be Newman.
Dude, I wouldn't.
Sean dodged a huge bullet last week
Why?
Because Carson Wentz got traded to Indy.
Yeah,
That-
100%.
That ain't my bullet.
Go
I'm
fuck
not
yourself.
a fucking retard.
Go fuck yourself. I thought that was happening.
I wanted it to happen just to see Sean's head implode, but
I would understand. I'd be like, I don't know anything anymore. I'm like, I would question everything. I'd be like, I don't even know. Do I even have a son? I don't know. I would just be so shocked at life. I would have no idea what to answer anymore because I'd be like, I was so certain that Carson Wentz was ass that we would never accept it. And we didn't even call, so I'm
Sean-
so happy.
Sean goes down.
Too
Sean
expensive,
goes down
Sean.
to the basement. He's like, "Where the fuck is that demon hat? I did not.
I'm like,
for
give me
real.
that
I
naked
did
cat
not pull
card.
this fucking card."
Like this. The lights are going off, son. Do your best.
I'll play some enchantment music. Like I'll put the movie, The Witchcraft on or The
Gothica.
Witch, whatever the hell it's called. I'll put all that shit on and be
The
like,
Ring.
yo, bring me something back. Fuck it. Bring that little girl out. She can be quarterback. She'd be like, show this VCR tape to 7 people. I'm like, no, I'm just play quarterback. Just get out there. Anyway,
Like, you can't die, right?
here's-
Go play.
Pat, I'm glad you asked that question. My go-to would be to trade for the Raiders, Marcus Mariota with a 5th-round pick. I would
Okay.
go Marcus Mariota, and I would say bring in Cam for reasonable money if you can get him. Apparently, if the 49ers can't get Sam Darnold, they're going to stick with Jimmy G, so let's already start ruling out him. I really don't see any other options out there besides Cam or Marcus Mariota, and I think Mariota can be had for a relatively low-round pick because
Yeah.
Well,
the
he still
Raiders
carries a good salary.
the
that's
Raiders
why.
can't afford to keep him as a
Your cap
third string
problems.
quarterback at this point. He would be third string. So I think that would be a great option to have with McDaniels to see if he can try to fix him. Because there were rumors way back when originally Josh McDaniels was trying to be a head coach about 19 years ago, it seems like, is that he wanted to go coach Marcus Mariota at one point. So here he is. Now you have him in New England. So you can have him here and you can have Cam in best of both worlds. And listen, again, I saw Cam like everybody else. I saw how bad he throws. I made fun of the throws too. I like Cam as a person. I really want him to
too, so
work out
much.
well here. Like he
Well,
seems like
like we said last year, if there was a shoulder issue
yeah,
and it could be corrected,
yeah.
then he can possibly go back to being a decent quarterback again.
The three of us said it.
Okay.
Like the three of us said it. How many games? Like we saw at the beginning of the season, every week was a different offense. We were like,
Yeah.
damn. And then COVID hits Cam. It goes, and he just
And
never recovers.
there was a report that came out, and somebody said that the COVID after Cam went out for COVID, he was never the same
he
out
wasn't.
for the year.
So Cam-
which I mean, we saw with our own 2 eyes, but they did say it did actually have an effect on him. It wasn't something that we were just
Yeah.
conjecture.
but
it was
the throwing
actual.
motion just looked all
It looked terrible.
wrong last year.
So, and then Cam, too. Cam said had a great analogy. He had that Brandon Marshall, Ocho Cinco, Fred Taylor podcast.
Yeah, the Bill Belichick
and he
thing that
said,
Joey played
they said,
before,
yo, what happened? They said, you threw for 400 yards against Seattle, and you looked pristine. You ran for like 150 against this team, and you looked great. Then COVID happened. What happens? He goes, I'll use the analogy that someone used for me, and I'll tell you because it made the most sense to me, too. Cam says it's like you're driving with somebody, back-to-back cars. And I call the first car and I say, hey, guys, I got to get some gas, but you keep going. I'll catch up with you. I stop for some gas. I get some food. By the time I get back on the road, there's a traffic jam. And now you're about 25 miles ahead from me, and I'm slowing down. And he goes, and that's what it felt like all season, is that the team was racing so far ahead of me, and I was actually holding the team back. And he was brutally honest, which I love his honesty. It's so refreshing. And he was basically saying, I was playing catch-up, and the team was way ahead of me. And at times, he felt like he was letting the team down, and he was very honest with that. So if you give Cam
Well, I
a
think
full
I think you
full
saw
off
it.
season,
Henry?
yeah. If you give him a full off season, you give him a couple of weapons, you have some guys come back. There's
That's
a
true too. He
possibility.
did get picked up late in the summer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
it was
picked
the
up in
summer of Rona.
August,
August 8th, I think it
Yeah,
was.
and you got to think about it too. Like,
and no training camp.
Right. They had no. That's the thing. Like COVID completely fucked a lot of people.
He didn't
this
meet
year.
his players until the week before the season began. That's the first time he met those guys
Right.
in person, which is shocking if you think about it. So to answer that question, yeah, I'd go with that. And then if you want to ask like follow-ups about players, I'll just quickly spout out some names. Give me Curtis Samuel, give me Corey Davis, and give me Janu Smith.
no Allen Robinson on
Oh,
that list?
get Hunter Henry too.
No, you can't get Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry's probably going to be franchise tagged, and if he's not
Okay.
franchise tagged, he's going to ask for the moon, and
Yeah.
and I think he wants to go to Green Bay.
Well, I mean, I
Wow.
wouldn't
Okay.
want to go
Yeah,
there.
you're not
I
wrong.
just-
I've heard that rumor. Oh, cool.
You wouldn't want Robinson, huh?
I think Robinson's going to ask for 19 to 20 million. And
Oh, yeah,
when does
Christ.
Belichick
It's
pay high end
quarterback
for
money.
anything?
Nope. No.
Oh, I also
It's
want
quarterback
Milano out of Buffalo, the Bills linebacker. He's 26. I think he's
Caesar Milano,
I think he's just
the linebacker
a
whisperer.
badass linebacker that flies under the radar. So, and Belichick never pays top of the market. He's always like one of those middle guys.
Really? He never pays top of the market?
Well,
No fucking
except for
way.
Gilmore, he loved Gilmore.
But that
and
was a
Albert
trade.
Hainsworth.
No,
So
I was
are
not
you
talking
guys
about
getting
it.
Watson?
Oh no, I'm sorry, Dalius Thomas, not Albert
No,
Hainsworth.
Watson will not end up in New England. New England doesn't
Oh,
have
no,
enough
is
to give.
the Broncos getting Deshaun?
Oh.
So Vegas still has Denver as the odds-on favorite to land Deshaun. They actually last week Vegas moved them ahead of the Texans in terms of odds of getting him. Now, the Broncos right now are I think plus 660 for a futures bet to make the Super Bowl next year. I might go lock in a half a bean on the Broncos to make the Super Bowl because once Deshaun Watson goes to Denver. Those odds are going to go way down.
So you're talking about the odds.
I'm just saying, if I throw $500 down, it's what, $330,000? I mean,
have you seen anything come out?
Just if they make it.
Have you seen anything come out about what could be a possible trade for Watson with the Broncos? Like, what are you giving up as the Broncos to get Watson from the Texans?
You're giving up Drew Lock this year, the number 9 overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Probably next year's first.
Okay.
Either a second this year or next year. And then either a third or a fourth this year or next year,
so
some combination.
Up a player and 4
I would
picks.
do it.
But they want more players though. They want multiple players plus picks.
And that's where like if they ask for like a Tim Patrick, I'm not crazy about giving up Tim Patrick.
Is Tim Patrick going to break the deal for you though? If you're willing to give up everything else, they say Tim Patrick going to be like. I mean,
Who's Tim Patrick?
you have.
Would you
who's Tim Patrick?
Would you take Von Miller?
Yeah, because you can't dump Von Miller anyway.
I mean, they need a replacement. They need a replacement for J.J. Watt. Like, hey, we'll trade you Drew Lock, Von Miller, 2 firsts, a third, a second, and a fourth, and you give us Deshaun Watson. Then we go out and we sign Shaq Barrett. And, no all's well that ends well.
Bring back Shaq Barrett.
I would love that. No, but in all realisticness, though, no. If Tim Patrick, like the first deal that I saw was this year's first, next year's first, Drew Lock, Tim Patrick, and I think it was a second and a fourth.
I would not be shocked. Why would you say no to that?
Well, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say no to that at all because Watson's worth it. He's 24 years
4
old,
picks and 2
under
players.
contract, and he's a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
Listen,
And you have wide receivers that would cater to him.
you got Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler. Like there's Noah Fant and Obagadamenu, whatever the backup tight end is that I can't ever pronounce his fucking name. He's nasty too.
Obi.
He came on big last year.
It's like Tim
They've
Bianco.
got an offensive line that could protect him. You've got Phillip Lindsay. You've got, we'll see what happens with Melvin Gordon.
Dead.
But
No, he figured out how to breathe up there.
the offense is good. The offense is got potential. It's just, do you want to wait around for Drew Lock to develop? And the answer is no. Denver doesn't want to wait around for Drew Lock to develop.
Yeah.
But the one thing that has come out of Denver, and I love the way that they're handling this situation. Denver is going all in on what they have to view the quarterback situation as an upgrade. Like they're not going and getting a Marcus Mariota, a Teddy Bridgewater.
It's either Drew Lock or higher.
It's
Or
either
cool player.
Deshaun Watson or Drew Lock. Pretty much is what it's come down to at this point. And I'm okay with that. And while we're talking about Cam Newton, if Drew Lock is the starter in Denver next year, I would love for them to bring Cam Newton in as a backup.
I mean, Cam.
Cool.
I mean, Cam has a
I
great
think
personality. And
he has
Cam's
a
a great teammate.
Great personality, great teammate. He's good enough to actually push Lock to get better and keep that job. Because he could lose that job to Cam Newton if he's not careful.
But I'll honestly say, I think Cam wants to stay in New England. I don't think he wants to leave.
Yeah, he does.
I agree.
The way that he talks, the way that he talks about Belichick, the way he talks about New England, like, that's a dude that wants to be here.
They said, would you sign another 1-year deal to play with Bill Belichick? And he said yes. Definitely 100% yes was the exact word.
It does nothing but benefit him.
Yeah.
Does nothing but benefit him. If nothing else, he learns more about the game and he could possibly try somewhere else. If it works, then he gets another contract after the year with Belichick.
So, Pat, to answer your question about the Broncos, I would love to have Watson in Denver. I still think it's on the table. My only thing with that is the Jets and Miami are kind of still waiting in the wings in this deal. Miami can without a doubt offer the best package.
Yeah, 2 on that 3 pick.
The question is, but what people keep forgetting about this deal is that Watson has to want to go to where he's being traded to. He has a no trade clause. So if he doesn't want to play in Miami and Kareem Jackson sold him on going to Denver, he can say, no, send me to Denver. That's where I want to go. Make it work. Done. And that's all that's going to happen. If he doesn't want to go to the Jets, he's not going to the Jets. Carolina is now supposedly making a huge push.
Well, Carolina,
I forgot
they
about
want to
that,
send
Joey.
Bridgewater. They want to send a couple
They want
firsts.
Bridgewater, McCaffrey, a couple firsts, and some
Well,
other picks.
I don't think. How do you give up McCaffrey, though?
Why would a
Easy.
rebuilding team want McCaffrey? I forget who said it. It doesn't matter who said it. But if you're a rebuilding team in Texans, why do you want a stud, high-paid running back?
He's
if you have no
young.
quarterback.
Yeah, he's still 24.
He's young.
25.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
young, and it, depending on if you get Teddy Bridgewater
Yeah.
in that deal, okay, maybe things are all right, or maybe there's other options that open up
I mean,
because
the thing you got to remember, Teddy Bridgewater looked like this year because he didn't have McCaffrey at his disposal.
my question is though, if you're Deshaun Watson and they trade away Christian McCaffrey, do you really
Why
want
do you
want to
go there? Yeah.
And
Why
then
would you want to go there?
if you're
like, Robbie Anderson's
Well,
here.
they got DJ Moore. He's decent.
if you're DJ, no, he could potentially be a free agent.
He's a
Yeah,
he's a
that's
free
true.
agent. They have Robbie Anderson.
Oh,
Who's
stick
like
figure
the
himself.
worst wide receiver. He looks like that doll from Rugrats. That doll that Angela had, the one with no hair. That's what he looks like.
What was that?
I forget the name.
But
yeah.
why would Deshaun?
Cynthia.
Yeah,
Yes.
Cynthia, good job.
Yes.
Why would Deshaun Watson want to go play for
Fuck
Matt?
with my Rugrats knowledge, motherfucker.
Why would he want to go and play for Matt Rule in Carolina, who handpicked Teddy Bridgewater, and then after 1 year was like, this dude sucks.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah, and it's not like
That was very
Carolina.
strange.
It's not like Carolina's got this this long history pedigree of being like a championship caliber team. Like they've got more 4-win seasons than I've got.
They had Jake Delhomme and Cam Newton. Other than that,
Gray
they
hairs.
didn't really win
Dude,
seasons.
Jake Delhomme was probably the best quarterback in that
Just in
franchise
the
history.
pubes.
Yeah, and that was what, a 3-year span?
No, that was a little bit
4?
because he took them to the Super Bowl in 03, and then they had that 12-4 season in 08. But that was pretty much it. Jake Delhomme was good for like 2 years.
If you saw Jake Delhomme today,
and he had Steve Smith and Musa Muhammad most of it.
if you saw Jake
And
Delhomme,
Deshaun Foster.
Deshaun Foster.
Sean Foster. God damn it! If you saw Jake Delhomme today and you said, "What does that man do for work?" You would have said, "I don't know. He replaces tires on like a gas station."
He
like-
works at the T-Mobile kiosk in the middle of the mall.
Yeah, because he looks like just the most average man that wanted for murder for like the serious
Home
crime.
Depot.
I loved Jake Delhomme, dude. I thought
Little Bed Bath and Beyond.
I thought Jake
Nah, he
Delhomme was
wouldn't work
awesome, dude. I wish he'd won a Super Bowl because I really liked
I
him
know.
as a player.
I'm glad he didn't win the Super
Oh,
Bowl.
I'm glad.
I think 08 they had a good shot, but they got
No.
dicked in the first round. So.
Yep.
But I'm glad Arizona.
They had a
was
good shot before that too, and then a little short.
Just Todd Sauerbrunn has to go kicking balls out of fucking bounds.
I know, dude.
That's what happens when you stir it up punter from
Was that John
Australia.
Casey? I think it was John.
Oh,
Casey.
Casey kicked the ball out of bounds, but
Yeah.
Sauerbrunn was the punter.
Yeah, Sauerbrunn was the punter. Right, he wasn't the kickoff specialist back then. But anyhow, I digest.
Hopefully you did.
Pat, what other questions you got for us? Anything?
That's it, boys. I'll listen. Thank
right.
you.
All right,
thank you,
Chief.
Boys, have a good week.
Hey,
Pat.
take care. I don't know. I got
Good
nothing
night,
else.
guys.
Good one, Sean.
I was gonna say something, and I was
Good
like,
one.
I got nothing.
774-992-8702. 1 hour in the books. One more to go. We still got a lot to get into. We haven't even touched on Carson Wentz to Indianapolis yet. We've
Let's do that now. Why not?
touched on Tiger Woods, which is an ongoing discussion.
I mean, we touched on Tiger a little bit. We have confirmation in the chat that a one baby legs did beat a Joey Fats in a race.
This is a conspiracy of fake news, okay? I got your CNN, Ben's MSNBC, and now Cole's playing the role of like CBS.
He gave Cole CBS.
Can
Because
be-
I feel like that's the most respectable
And I-
one.
and
out
I'm
of the
Twitter.
three.
Yeah, but that's the only one that's on regular cable though. At least
Yeah.
mine you got to pay for.
Eh. No one's
Worth
paying for,
something.
no one's paying for CNN. You're the airport news station, bro. And airports aren't even dropping you.
I'm Twitter news.
Baby legs.
I'm Twitter news. Just retweeting
just
shit for no
bullshit
reason.
all day long, just trash.
Hey yo,
trash,
this man
trash.
lost both legs and beat Joey.
Didn't happen. It didn't happen. It was not.
Feel like all major pain in it.
This man beat Joey on his knuckles. Sound like a horse. Oh man.
So
We
yeah.
if COVID is dead in the summer, we can go back to like normal lives. We gotta do like a race thing.
Oh, we got to do our remember we talked about our combine.
Dude, I have a bad feeling that I would like
You're gonna blow
dominate.
something.
Like
You're gonna blow something.
yeah, I would like dominate and try to go like extra hard, and I'd like hurt myself for real.
They'd be like, no, not the foot again. Yeah, we definitely should have had a video, Ben.
Baby legs, don't talk back to me.
Who is that?
That's what I told him.
I don't even know what that's from.
You don't know what that's from?
No, what is that?
Baby legs, don't talk back to me.
What is it?
It's Rick and Morty.
Oh Jesus. Okay, I wasn't even thinking Rick and Morty.
Yeah, everything's all fucky now. I don't know. This is weird.
All right. So, to end the Cam Newton stuff, same interview. You know, you heard the thing
Oh,
about
do you want to play
earlier.
the? Do you want to play the clip of him and Bill Belichick?
Belichick.
Talking about
Yeah,
Bill?
you can have him talk about Bill really quick.
I accidentally played it before, but
Bell.
that was my bad because I wasn't paying attention. It was distracted by these false stories going on, this misinformation that's being spread throughout the chat on my radio show.
Play the clip.
Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this. Like, I sensed a lot of things like that I wasn't that wasn't me. I'm not an argumentative person. I'm like, coach, let's figure it out. Like, and that example that you used, that's what they're like. That's a normal day, like arguing, like boom, 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 and that's the competitive drive. Like, that's how they communicate. It's nothing like just for. And this is why I love and respect. I think Bill Belichick is the most misunderstood person in all of sports.
100%, 1,000%.
He dope as.
Yeah.
He is a cool dude. He understands the game. He's like an historian of the game. Yeah. And for you to just sit down and chat with him, like, it's like, damn, like he's going back and he's got film, like literally teaching the game. Like,
what's his right hand man name?
Ernie.
Hey.
Man, he's a genius.
Yeah.
Like
So, like, really quick to end that conversation piece is that another thing is if you want to be a conspiracy theorist and think that you want this Patriots team to contend and get top-end talent, I think you'd have a better chance of guys coming to play for Cam than coming to play for a Marcus Mariota or someone along that line.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota.
If Cam is healthy and playing well, I'm rolling the dice on Cam over Marcus Mariota next year.
God, we all rolled on dice on Cam last year.
I'd take both. Like, take both and just fucking figure it
No,
out.
because then you
spend
have
that money elsewhere. You still have Stidham under contract.
It's
like,
that
Stidham's
age-old
gone.
bitch of a problem.
Don't you still have him for 2 years?
Yeah, but he's gone.
So if you bring back Cam, you just leave him there and then
But
not
Keith,
worry about money being
you know
tied
as
up.
well as I do. If you bring in Mariota and you have Cam, you have two quarterbacks, meaning you have none.
Right.
So because they're too close in what they're able to do. Like, oh shit, Cam threw an interception. Do we put in Mariota? And Mariota comes in and fumbles the ball.
That's not a Belichick thing, though.
Right, exactly. But
It's
Belichick
not,
wouldn't
even
do
though
that.
Stidham and
Belichick's
Cam
gonna
split
have
time.
Belichick's gonna have his guy going into the season saying, "This is my guy. This is who we're rolling with." Period. End of story.
How many times last season did Cam look like dog shit? And people in the media and fans were like, "Oh, just put in Stidham. Why not? We're already out of the playoffs." And Belichick's like, "Nope. Like Cam's my guy," and he stuck with him the whole way to the very end, which I think that gained a lot of respect from a lot of the Patriots teammates.
Well, and not just that, but I think to the same point, that's Belichick trying to figure out how he can win with Cam.
Sure, yeah.
A little foreshadowing into this year.
I would
Ready foreshadowing.
if you said you had to take Cam for another year, and that potentially put us between anywhere from 5 to 10 wins as a team, like as bad as 5 wins and as high as 10 wins, I'd take that chance again. I know we're still rebuilding. 7-9. We're still better than almost half the league. And Belichick, everyone says Belichick's worst season. And when I tell people on Belichick's worst season he was better than half the league, they're like, I didn't think about it that way. It's because all you do is focus on the negative.
Because all you sit there and go, well, Bill Belichick, the GM, fucking sabotages Bill Belichick, the head coach.
So
fucking retarded.
I really think
so fucking stupid.
The Patriots are going to come out hard, and I mean that in the most sexual
And then
way
all these
possible.
all these Buccaneers fans are suddenly going to be like, wow, Cam Newton's the best.
We know a few people who are like, Tom. And just rubbing themselves like
just
dry.
like, Tom.
So it's like Dewey Cox, just walk hard.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, I don't want. And next year, if this is a thing, I'm calling it now. If there is who are Patriots fans going to root for when Tom Brady comes back? They're rooting for the fucking Patriots, and that's unless they're coming here from Tampa Bay to watch the Buccaneers. I'm sorry, I'm not rooting for Tom to beat my team.
You're not, but I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of
and
people
that's
that will be.
and that's a problem.
That's like when
Joey, you and I have said this countless times. You've seen the switch. As soon as the Patriots lost their third game, you didn't see any more Patriots posts besides a certain few people. Mm-hmm. And everybody was talking about Tom Brady. The narrative changed from the Patriots, Cam, to not even the Buccaneers, Tom Brady.
I don't even want to go that route, though. I just want to say for next season, that one game that everyone's focusing on, especially if you allow fans in Gillette.
As they should.
–
Hopefully.
It's Massachusetts,
if
bro.
if you're allowing fans in Gillette, I don't want to, like, you want to cheer Brady when he comes to the field? Definitely. I'll cheer him, too.
Well, like that instance when he's on the field and he comes out, like, whatever. I get
they're going
that.
to do some kind of montage, like, thanking him, probably video. I get that. Cheer that, too.
Jordan came back 3 years later to Chicago, and they were like, oh, my God.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's cheer the man. And then the second he dropped 30 on him, they're like, what the fuck?
And then,
it's like when Peyton
should
returned
flip.
to Indy. Yeah, they gave him the video montage and the salute, and they all cheered him. And then as soon as that ball was kicked off, it was "fuck you, Broncos."
It's
right. Well, that's exactly.
It's like, come on, like this is where we are now. Let's go.
Like after the game, you want to smile and wave, go ahead. But during the game, die.
Absolutely. At the end of the game, you want to cheer him and say thank you, whatever. That's great.
When Mathis sacked him, that place went fucking apeshit.
Nuts. Yep.
And that'll happen, or it should happen, in New England. But I doubt it will because New England fans are that front-running and that fickle. Honestly, if like the Bucks come in and they're like 2-4 at the time, and the Patriots are like 5-1, then they'll all be, yeah, go Patriots. But if it's like if it's flipped the other way around, they'll be like, yeah, Tom's the best. Yeah,
that is true. If we're like 2-4, or whatever the record
or even
is,
500,
and we're
that's
losing,
exactly what happened this year. Like I just said, as soon as they lost their third game, you seen the flip.
I don't know. I don't
like, it's
agree
not gonna
with that.
happen.
I don't agree
We're
with
just
that.
not
But you don't have to agree with it, but you can't ignore it because it's true. I've been saying this for 20 years, right? Every single time the Patriots get a limit, when the pitchers and catchers are pulled, who cares about the Patriots, bro? Who cares? Whatever. We're on the Red Sox now, or it's midway through the season. The Patriots are 500 and struggling. Who cares, bro? Celtics are about to start. You know what I mean? Like it's
the
just
Bruins guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gritting balls at the Celtics guy. Fucking A.
Bruins look good.
Actually, Bruins don't look
But
good.
anyway, all right. Let's wrap up the Cam Newton talk there. Let's
head over to.
Let's talk a little Carson Wentz because I want to at the top of the hour. I want to get into the Celtics and their bullshit.
Yep.
And the NBA a little bit because my Lakers are struggling a little bit too. To be fair,
does anybody care?
One of Chili's away.
No,
Exactly.
because they've got Anthony Davis and LeBron James.
Or because it's like game number 35.
Yeah, whatever. It's
Also, yes. So let's talk a little bit about Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts because I think that this is an absolute fucking home run, a massive move by the Indianapolis Colts that immediately puts them back in title contention.
I'm not going to go that far with it. I think, yes, it's the right move.
I'm sorry, it doesn't put them back in title contention. It makes them an absolute.
Exactly what they were.
No, I think it makes them better than what they were last year.
I'm not going to.
Which was 11-5 and losing a tough game to the Buffalo Bills, in which they very much could have won.
Once you knew Wentz was available, it was the only move that Indy could make. How about that one?
No.
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Why would that be the only move?
Because they were too far back in draft to move up. They would have to give up a lot to move up.
Right. They were number 21 overall.
The other quarterbacks that are available or might be available are going to cost you way more.
Okay.
And you just lost a guy. And instead of starting a guy that sat behind Phillip Rivers that you don't know what's going to have, you got a young quarterback that hopefully will work. This was the only move to make for them.
I don't think it was the only move. I think it was the best move. But it certainly wasn't the only move because they could have gone and gotten a Marcus Mariota. They could have been exploring and sniffing around with the Jets and Sam Darnold. They could have looked at a veteran guy like a Teddy Bridgewater in Carolina.
What's Sam Darnold going to cost you?
Second round pick. That's all they want.
Really?
That's it.
Wow.
And they can't get it. That's the problem.
That's fucking awful. Why aren't you guys jumping on that?
Because we don't want Sam Darnold.
And the Jets would probably not trade him in the division.
Probably that because they'd be terrified of trading someone to Bill Belichick and he blows up. They'd be like, we just shot ourselves in the foot.
They're
again,
like, God
gentlemen."
damn it.
You know what? We're closing the doors. We just no longer the Jets.
It fucking happened again.
The Jets wouldn't call Godzilla to attack Gillette out of fear that Godzilla would sign with Gillette, and they'd be like, well, we're fucked. Everyone knows how I feel about Carson Wentz.
Oh,
The
how do you feel
only
about that,
positive thing I'll say about Carson Wentz ever is this deal. This is the only deal that can save Carson Wentz's career because Frank Wright is the only guy that actually knew how to put him in a system and play him.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's going to do well, it would have been here in Indianapolis. No other team, the only other team to inquire about Carson Wentz was the Chicago Bears. And when the Chicago Bears said, Indy's giving you how much? They can have him.
Yeah.
They were all out.
And that's a good thing because if the Bears are making a miscalculation when it comes to who they should have at quarterback, probably a good thing for you if you're taking the guy they don't want.
Yep.
But I think and I said it to you guys on our private group chat, and I'll say it
all
now.
jacked up today.
Yeah, it's late. And I'll say this.
You can just say the group
This
chat.
is already Carson Wentz's last chance. Last chance. He'll be a backup somewhere else, sure.
Yeah, this is his last chance
Last
to solidify
starting
himself
chance.
as a starter. For
Absolutely.
Yeah,
years
but
to
this
come.
is a great place to have your last chance.
Right? I mean,
they
what
got
an
a good
opportunity.
line. They got a defense. You got a smart coach. Like
You have an elite defense.
you have wide receivers. You got running backs. I mean, they're ready to go. You just need to be that last piece.
Rumor has it they're also going to be acquiring Zach Ertz.
That would be massive.
Why not? Keep
Yep.
him in a comfort zone.
They're only asking for a 4th round pick. Apparently, there's not a lot of interest from teams, and the Colts said, "Why not give him a comfort guy?"
How about like this? How about we give you a 5th?
I'm a big Mo Alley Cox guy, so I'd take that. I would take that personally, but I see why the
But
Colts
look
would
at
do
the
it.
offense that he inherited. You have a young Pittman Jr. You got Jonathan Taylor, that's already a stud. You have Mo Alley Cox. You got what's his name that got hurt
Pittman.
last year?
Well, you got
I already said
Pittman and Ty.
But the fullback there, that Doyle. Doyle's a
Well, he's more of a tight end.
Yeah,
he's
tight end.
solid over there for you at tight
He's a
end.
big
gonna,
blocking bastard.
help.
Yeah, he does.
That's
He,
just
he
it,
does a
though.
little bit of both.
He's that last form of defense if they decide to help Carson Wentz stay upright. That's going to help you out. So, like, everything here should work for Carson Wentz.
Should.
Should. Doesn't mean it will, but it should. Everything in front of him is ready to go. 42-year-old Phillip Rivers that could not throw a football had this team in the playoffs.
He brought him all the way until the last play of the game to beat Buffalo in Buffalo, though.
Yes.
I mean, Phillip Rivers gets shit on, but he shouldn't have really got shit on a team that wasn't playing well, and then they kind of caught fire at the end of the
Phillip
year.
Rivers gets shit on because he never won anything, which continued this year. The dude put up
Then he
He
retired.
was a stat whore. The
Then he
dude put up
retired.
fucking crazy numbers every year.
Yeah, he was like Dan Marino.
I'd
But
still rather have Dan.
Better numbers.
Also, Michael Pittman went up 15 notches in my book, thanks to Nick in the chat, because I did find this out as well. Michael Pittman said he ain't getting my number.
And then he changed his mind and gave it to him.
No!
Yeah.
Pittman's dead to me.
And
Thanks,
look at that.
Nick.
Wow. Like, what a roller coaster of emotions for Sean right there. He's like, yeah, Michael Pittman's the best. Fuck Carson Wentz. Damn it, Michael Pittman. You fucking may as well have just killed my firstborn.
You might as well just
So he
kill
actually,
your own father.
Pittman did come out and he was like, yeah, well, that's my number, so good luck.
Eat ass.
And then sometime later he was like, nah, that's my quarterback. You can have your number. Done.
I mean, yeah, Carson Wentz is like, that's fine. You don't want to give me your number?
You ain't gonna catch
I
no
ain't
ball,
I ain't gonna
son.
be calling your number then.
Michael Pittman's like, that's fine. You trash.
He's
He's like, that's fine. You never get another contract.
He's like,
'cause
that's
you can't
fine.
catch
'Cause
shit.
I'm betting on you not even being a motherfucking starter, motherfucker. So,
Bitch.
listen, it's one of the. But I think this is like what Keith said. This is a perfect opportunity for Carson Wentz. The biggest thing is you go and you have the best offensive line, arguably in football right now.
One of, if not the best. Yes.
It's hence arguably the best offensive line in football. That's what that means. It's one of, if not.
I was
the
just
best.
trying to help out people that might not know.
Yeah, I know. Then you've got a stout running game that's going to be able to let them go. I think if they can go out and they can add one more wide receiver to the mix and give them just a little bit more depth.
Ty's what, 31 now?
But Ty was great when they moved Ty into the slot last year. He all of a sudden he
worked.
woke up,
Yep.
and it was like that's now it was okay. That's where we play him. So you've got Pittman on the outside, Ty in the slot. You can go find another solid, number two.
Well, who's their third guy right now?
I thought it was Mo Alley Cox or one of the tight ends.
Yeah, but they have another wide receiver that they.
Yeah,
another
I don't know who it
guy
is
that
right
they've been
now.
hitting for a
I
while.
always want to say Dante Moncrief, but he's literally
No,
just
he's
floated
literally-
around.
He's been gone for like
Yeah, he's
No,
that
he was
long.
with the Patriots last year.
Yeah, Moncrief.
It's another younger guy. He's been in the league probably like 4 or 5 years now.
I
He
can't
hasn't
think
been
of
there
it.
too long.
I can't think of it either. I'll look it up for you right now, but
Whatever.
go ahead. But no, I think
yes,
this is.
you're absolutely right. They need another set of hands out there for Wentz, a go-getter, like somebody that can work the sidelines.
They have the money.
they
Zach
do.
Pascal.
Pascal.
Don't even
yes.
know him.
Yeah, it was Zach Pascal. So you had Hilton, Pascal, Pittman, and then Paris Campbell was, I think, the other rookie. He was out of Miami, right? Paris Campbell, this kid.
Yes, Paris Campbell is out of
He's a
Miami.
speedy guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they have the
no,
money.
I'm sorry, Ohio State. Paris
They
Campbell's
have
Ohio State.
they have the money to go out there and get a top guy if they want to get a top guy.
You get an Allen Robinson or something.
Dude,
like
well,
that.
here's the thing. Honestly, I think you go out and you get Kenny Golladay from Detroit. He's a free agent. You go grab a Kenny Golladay or an Allen Robinson.
Rumor is he's getting tagged.
Which
That
makes
doesn't
sense.
mean he can't be moved.
I know.
Well, the tag is so now he's going to be traded for, not just lost in
Right,
free
in
agency.
free agency. Right, but they'd get a compensatory pick for him anyway. But it doesn't matter. Neither here nor there.
Would the
But I'm
Colts
just-
trade for Michael Thomas, who for the cap destroyed Saints?
That's a real big contract though. And
22,
if you're
22 million, they have the available cap.
I know, but if you're Indy, do you
Yeah, but
really
I don't
want to
think
dump that much
Just
into
do
the?
Saints.
Why not now?
Here's the bigger one.
You're not wrong, but I don't think they need a guy because I think if you're banking on Pittman to be the number one guy eventually, if that's what your plan
Have
is.
him learn from one of the best.
But if your plan is to have Pittman be the number one guy, you don't need to invest $22 million into Michael Thomas right now.
And how about this one? Do the Saints really want to move Thomas now that Breeze isn't there? They're going to be relying on Jameis Winston.
No, they know they suck.
But the thing is what Sean's point is, the Saints might not be able to afford it.
They're 78
they're
million over
78
cap,
million over cap. Even after Drew Brees leaves, it still leaves him at like 59.5 or some shit. Like
and
that.
he
It's-
makes 22.
It's a ridiculous amount that they're over the cap. So it's tough. Like the Saints are gonna lose some talent.
The Saints have to cut approximately 60 to 70 million, even if they're at 58 over after Drew Brees retires.
I was just about to say that, Brian. Thank you for bringing it up. I was just saying, if I was,
Julio, a guy that's fading out.
if I was going to trade for somebody, I'd rather go grab a Julio
But
because
you
there's a
know-
veteran guy who's got a fairly team-friendly contract right now. You know, you might be able to restructure it. It's like he's getting to the end of the line here.
He's 31.
But then you have him come in, and it's kind of like what
It's
Roddy
amazing
White
he
and
got out of
Julio
bed.
did. You know, Roddy White was the established guy. Then Julio was drafted, and they were the 1-2 punch for a while. Then you have Pittman
Now you
come
got
in
Ridley
and
with Julio, and
Julio-
Julio's on his way out.
I could see that happen. I think that's a good point.
I think Atlanta is so weird right now because they haven't talked about moving anybody. They're
No.
like status
No,
quo.
they've come out and said they are dead set on keeping Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
They're not moving anybody.
So crazy.
They like the roster they
They're like,
have.
one more time, let's get the band back together,
I don't
boys.
necessarily. I don't
hate it.
I don't hate the roster they have either. I just think that the coaching was the
Listen,
issue.
the
in
issue
Atlanta.
was Dan Quinn for 5 weeks.
Seriously.
That was so bad.
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn should have been fired.
We're doing like the Bob Dole, Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn should have been fired before the confetti was done falling in the Super Bowl 4 years ago
Yes.
or 3 years ago.
They should have let go of Quinn and kept Shanahan. Yes.
Yeah, that would. I mean,
Yes.
that's what. But then again, did Shanahan want to stay there?
I mean,
Because I don't
he
even
probably
think-
didn't want to stay
I
there
don't
because
even-
they were
I
like,
don't
nah, it's
even-
Dan Quinn's job, son.
Honestly, I don't remember. I don't even remember. But they should have done that. And obviously, we first guessed that. This is not us speaking in hindsight. It's 2020
because
type of
back
thing.
then we were like, wow, he bad.
Like, I'm sorry, you can't blow a 25-point lead in the Super Bowl and expect to keep your job. And now it's become a thing, and it has become a thing in Atlanta where they're just like, oh, you're up 25? Got him right where we want him.
Pretty much.
And Arthur Blank always has the same look.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like this. Again?
He's like, I left Home Depot for this shit.
He didn't leave Home Depot, though.
No, but he could be at the Home Depot. He was like, I'd rather be browsing the aisles playing undercover boss than watching this bullshit right now.
I loved it last year when they had a second, 25-point deficit loss. Like, they were up by 3 touchdowns, and they lose again. I loved it. When people were just tweeting at him, yo, take Home Depot away from this man. And I was just like, I love it. Like, I love the anger and aggression. Like, they're so mad he should lose his fortunate franchise.
But I love this move for the Colts. I really do. I think Carson Wentz to the Colts makes a boatload of sense for everybody involved. Now, the thing I like most about it too was the compensation. It's a conditional pick, which if Carson Wentz doesn't play 70% of the snaps next year,
Oh, come on.
it's a second-round pick. If he does play more than 70% of the snaps, it goes up to a first, which you're assuming if Carson Wentz plays more than 70% of the snaps on that roster, it's going to be a late first anyway. You're going to be at least in the playoffs. You're going to be 11-5, 12-4, somewhere in there. Maybe 10-6 if shit really doesn't go well.
Yep.
But that defense is good enough to win you pretty much 8-9 games on its own. And then you get Carson Wentz to come in there, win you 2 or 3 more, and all of a sudden you're looking at a team that's going to be going into the playoffs next year with a defense that's not afraid of Pat Mahomes. They're not afraid of Josh Allen because they should have or could have beat the Bills this year in the playoffs. This is not a team that's going to sit there and get, oh no. Frank Reich has been there. And the best part is, Carson Wentz gets to get the fuck out of Philly. Like, Philly is like one of the worst sports towns in the country, let's be honest. They got the shittiest fans. They're ridiculous. I mean, like, they got like a statue to a fake movie character.
Dude, how embarrassing.
Listen, Rocky's one of the most famous things.
They made a Philly statue, and both those men were fired.
They're no longer with the team.
Yep.
They put up a statue for Nick Foles and Doug Peterson. What? Like, not Reggie White. Nope. No, not him. No, not Deuce McAllister or Brian Westbrook or Redoc
Or Andy Reid.
Jeremiah Trotter or Andy Reid or any of the.
Randall Cunningham. The list can go on.
I mean, we could go
they
on.
got
for
multiple Hall of Famous.
Nick
hours.
Foles, Dick Holes.
And it's not even like that was their first Super Bowl either. Like the Eagles had won one before. Oh no, that was their first one, wasn't it? It was their first
Yes.
Super Bowl.
They got their ass beat.
They lost to the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Yeah, with Jaws.
Yep.
Yeah, but like seriously though, like that's you bring those guys, you put the statue up to 2 guys, a backup quarterback, and a coach that you just fired 4 years later. Wow, Philly.
Amazing times.
Do better, Philly. Do better. If this was a Coca-Cola, like
Oh God.
Oh, they're probably going to tear that statue down.
if this was a Coca-Cola, if this was a Coca-Cola sensitivity training, we'd be telling you do better. Just do better. 774-992-8702. That's the phone number if you want to get in on this. We've got Carson Wentz to the Colts. Great move. I think we all agree it is a good move. Even though Sean hates Carson Wentz, he understands that this is
Last chance.
the best move for Carson
Last
Wentz. And not only
chance.
that, but the best move for the Indianapolis Colts. Because the thing that's nice for this about the Colts, too, they've got their guy now. Before free agency starts, before all these, like, the shit starts flying and guys start moving around and trades need to be done
Yes,
and
now
10
that-
phones
now
are
they can
ringing.
Plug in what their needs are.
Now they can go out and assess, okay, what do we need to make this team better? We have our quarterback. And ideally, we have our quarterback for the next 3 to 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, or
you
more.
Hope, 5 years plus.
You would hope. You'd hope.
Wentz is what, 26?
I think he was a little older when he came in.
28.
Even 28. I mean, that's still relatively young
Yeah,
for
still
a
a young buck.
quarterback. Like,
Here we are, all over that age by a good amount.
no, but
and
we're
all
saying,
like,
look,
oh,
running
that's-
backs turn 28, and they're like,
Yeah, he's 28. He just turned 28.
So I mean, for a quarterback, that's a pup.
Yeah, I mean, we did this whole argument that like 30 years old is like the prime of like an NFL quarterback's career, like a
Yeah,
good
the
quarterback.
29 to 35.
No,
Yeah, the
like,
good ones.
35 is like a little extreme, but like that 30, 31
Really?
year
Look at
age.
Aaron
No, man.
Rodgers.
No, 35.
But
I
that's
think-
Aaron Rodgers.
No, but then 35 is usually when they start to show signs of getting older.
It's like Aaron Rodgers started dating someone, an actress, and he's already married. He's already
engaged to her, yeah.
in like less
Yeah,
than a month. It's so weird. The girl that had cancer in that movie.
Shailene Woodley,
Who?
Insurgent.
Oh yeah,
No,
she
no,
was in that.
She looked pretty hot in that one picture I saw. So
You remember
she was like 10,
the
like 3 years
Divergent
ago.
series? You remember
I'm
those
not even
I know
Divergent
she's
movies?
like 10 years younger than him.
Dude, hey, 3 years ago she was like 17. I was like,
gotta see this. Hold on.
It's the girl from Divergent.
I need this.
yeah, her.
Science.
For science purposes.
Joey looks up her name, nudes.
Like, what in the? It just happens. It's a
Was she
Google-
involved in the fappening by any chance?
It's
Who
the Google
knows?
thing. My bad.
Sorry, that was me.
Listen, there's so much heat
I
coming
know.
from over here. I'm like trying to move around and stuff.
There's too much heat. It's pointed right at my balls.
Yeah, but it's coming backwards at us.
We're getting the backwash.
You're getting the residual ball heat.
Yeah.
Well, that's
No
good.
wonder
because
why it smells funk.
that means that's good. It's warm up here for once. It's February.
Yeah,
usually
we got
we're
walls.
usually we're up here. We're like I can't feel my nose.
There's no rules.
Remember we used to have gloves? It keeps be like, yeah, I got this extra pair of gloves. I'm like, you piece of shit.
I think I did.
Shailene Woodley. Okay.
That's her name.
Shailene Woodley. That's what
I
I
think it said Cheyenne.
said. Shailene.
Yeah, whatever.
Shailene.
But that was a little crazy. That,
Insurgent.
like he's been with like all these women, like Dana
Danica
Patrick
Patrick,
and Olivia Munn,
Munn, yeah.
and all of a sudden he's like, I'm gonna be with this girl that was
Olivia
like,
Wilde as well too. She just had a thing for Olivia's.
yeah. And then all of a sudden he's like, I'm gonna be with this 13-year-old girl for like a month and then
Oh,
propose.
she's what, like 30?
No, she's like
She's-
23.
29.
Yeah. See, go ahead.
What? She's 29?
Yeah.
Hey, eat my ass.
Wow, she looks like she's about 17.
I mean, like she's
Divergent.
very in line. I'll put it this way: she's very in line with what I would expect Aaron Rodgers to date.
Well, it looks like when he was with Olivia Wilde. It's
Like
the same
you know,
thing.
like not like.
Beautiful.
Don't get me
Yes.
wrong. Like I'm not jamming on my brake. Okay, maybe she looked like okay, but like I'm not like slamming on my brakes and rear ending the car in front of me on accident because I'm too busy gawking. But I mean, she's
I mean,
definitely.
Olivia Wilde.
I'm definitely not kicking her out of bed either.
Was she wild?
Wild.
Watch my wife's gonna come flying up the stairs again. Like what?
The fuck
Motherfucker
you
again?
say?
2
Is
weeks in a row?
This 2 weeks in a row, you asshole.
You're like, whoa. I didn't say punch my wife and walk out the door.
Yeah.
You said crash my car.
Yeah, you can crash your car. I actually had a friend of mine when I was in working at the Stop and Shop in Fairhaven. So when I was like freshman, sophomore in college, something like that. A friend of mine, he was driving down the Ave. He actually did rear end a car because him and my other buddy were too busy looking out the window at this girl walking.
That's
down
just
the
too
street.
much look, man. Like, how could
They were
that's
like,
just,
damn.
you just stood like this the whole time. You're like, I'm just gonna watch it in its
After
entirety.
he hits the car, he opens the door and he's still looking, just rolls on the ground.
like,
He's just like,
ah!
yeah.
He
Sorry,
rolls, gah, 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 gah. Finger guns.
call the gun fingers.
Call the ambulance.
Rob Baronis, R.I.P.
Not to get
shoot him again.
sorry, we got really off track with the Aaron Rodgers thing, but that was like the extreme of
But that's so the 30,
we were talking
the
about the
35-year-old,
35-year-old
it's right there. But Aaron Rodgers is more like 37 now. I think he is
he's gonna be 38.
38. So yeah, I know she's almost 10 years younger than him, or is 10 years younger than him. But anyhow, other quarterback rumors, other things that are going on right now. We covered Watson pretty much in depth. We don't have to touch that one. Sam Darnold is getting a lot of interest from teams. The Jets have reported they've been fielding a lot of calls. Sean already alluded to the fact that they can't get more than a second-round pick for him.
What pick do they have in the draft?
3.
They do have 3, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
and
and
apparently,
they
So
have
they're already
come out-
looking quarterback.
They have already come out and said that they will be evaluating quarterbacks in this draft.
yeah, and the rumor is that they are hot and heavy for Zach Wilson.
Which I would love it if they got rid of Sam Darnold, because I think Sam Darnold can be great in this league.
I don't think Sam Donald's a bad quarterback.
He's not.
He
I
plays
just
for
think
fucking shit teams.
He played for Adam Gase on the Jets,
Who
dude.
drafted him?
Gase.
No, Gase didn't draft him.
Yeah.
Gase inherited him.
Well, he was the coach.
No, Gase inherited him. He was already there for a year before Gase showed up.
Was it Todd Bowles then?
It was Bowles.
Todd Bowles.
Bowles drafted him.
Well, I'm thinking about the GM. I don't know
No,
who
the GM
was.
was the same, but like Gase inherited him as when he became the coach of the Jets.
Anyway, they think he sucks.
I don't know why.
I don't
And
think he does.
the only reason why they can't get more than a second for him is because every team in the league knows that they're taking a quarterback.
Right.
Right.
So
And
they're
that's
like-
and that's exactly the game they're playing right now. And they're like, listen, we know you're going to draft a quarterback. So whether you want to trade him to us now or you want to trade him to us later,
And get a fourth
we'll
round
take our.
pick.
Listen, if Denver wanted to say Drew Lock, move
It's
on
a
from
hell
Drew
of a
Lock
gamble. Why not?
to take Sam Darnold, I wouldn't
What,
be.
just player for player?
I know Elway loved that. I know Elway loved Darnold. Well, no, I
Coming
wouldn't.
out.
No, you wouldn't trade Locke to.
What about swap picks in a
Jets.
5th? That seems to be a very popular thing lately.
What'd you say?
So swap picks. So Denver and the Jets swap picks. So Denver says, "Hey,
9 for 3.
No. The other way around. Denver's
9.
first round pick,
Yeah, which is number 9.
and they get the Jets like first,
3.
second round pick,
Oh.
and then they
So they get a 1 and a 2. So the Broncos give up their 1, and the Jets give up their early.
they
2.
just drop basically like 20
Yeah,
something
they drop
spots.
plenty of spots, right? So you're the third pick.
Would
of
you
the
drop
second
20 something spots?
That I wouldn't. No, not for Sam Darnold. No. No, that's not if the asking price is a straight up second right now and they can't get it.
So what if would you do the second and the third? Would you drop your?
Yeah, that I would consider. Yeah.
Okay, so
But
swap
I
picks
think
for
at number
that.
9, I think they're going to need. There's too many needs that Denver has right now, especially in the backfield, secondary.
Oh, you want Gilmore?
No.
Straight up.
Nope.
Straight
Also,
up for who?
but
For your pick.
Darnold
For the
would be
9?
on the move. And
Trust Belichick with a 9?
what is going on with Russell Wilson? Because this,
I don't think anybody
this
really
story
knows.
This story keeps gaining
What,
it keeps gaining steam.
The him to Dallas one?
No,
No.
it's just there's just
That's
him
never gonna
being being unhappy in Seattle and wanting out.
I think it's Sierra. I don't think Russell Wilson has a say. I think Sierra's like, we unhappy in Seattle, and he's like, okay. You saw when they were sitting up in that booth and he was wearing that Russell Wilson Wilson number 3
Russell
mask.
Wilson.
Rumble Stillskin?
And then like Sierra was talking
mad.
over him.
Rumble
He
foreskin.
looked like he had like that, like
What is this, a bris?
circle vision. I don't know. I was confused by what you were doing, and I was like, just trying not to look at you.
Foreskin.
Speaking of brisses, you guys ever watch that show Red Oaks on Amazon Prime?
No.
I
never.
have not yet, but everybody says it's great.
Wicked good. It's only 3 seasons. It's a quick
All right,
watch.
so wait, go back to Russell Wilson. Okay?
No, it doesn't seem like it's his decision. He seems like he's we're unhappy.
Right, but he could force his way out if he wanted to.
I don't think so.
you
Listen,
can't
he's a
because
quarterback. Of course he fucking can.
and then someone's camp. It wasn't Seattle. Like his camp put out there. Well, it would be 3 first-round picks. First of all, why is that even getting thrown out there? If that's
And Jerry Jones is sitting there like, well,
dude, there's
I've done
no way
worse.
Dallas is completely out. Dallas is all in on Dak. I know it for a fact. It's either going to be a franchise tag or a long-term deal. They're not going after anybody
Well, they're
else.
definitely going to tag him if they can't get the deal done.
they're definitely tagging.
Because but I don't think. Look, if you're Dallas, there's no point in getting rid of Dak.
No.
You already have a top 5 or 6
That's-
quarterback in the NFL.
That's a married relationship right there. Yes, he's hurt and you're taking a risk, but he's also taking a risk by signing with you too. It's a perfect relationship.
I mean, Dallas has not exactly proven that they are good at putting the pieces around Dak that he needs to.
No, they got rid of the clapper.
Be
and still
proficient.
finished right at the bottom of the barrel.
Yep.
I don't know. I think another year with Mike McCarthy and putting him with Dak in that offense and having a real offseason. Because again, Mike
Off
McCarthy,
season, yeah.
first time, first year coaching in that team,
And
first time meeting those players.
let's be real. The Cowboys had line issues all year. On top of losing Dak, their line was beat the fuck up.
yeah.
Best line in football, one of the best lines in football. Not when you're on your reserves. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Zeke looked like shit. Zeke didn't have a hole that he was used to seeing a year ago.
Tyron Smith has taken a tremendous step back. He's
Absolutely.
been injured the last 2 years.
Yep.
Like it's just that whole offensive line has gotten banged up, and what was that was their strong point. Remember, because what was it? It wasn't not to Shard Choice. What was the running back right before Zeke that ran for 1,600
Murray.
yards? Yeah, DeMarco Murray. Thank you. and then like
And then,
everybody.
he went to what was it, Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Yeah,
And he was like, I don't know how to run
It was
the ball.
it was
anymore.
Murray. It was McFadden. It was like a
Yeah,
couple of
remember
guys.
McFadden came and blew it up for
He had
1,000 yards.
Oh no, just under. I thought like 978
Yeah,
or
Wait, but
something.
he didn't
like
play
that.
a full 16 games.
No.
either.
No, he didn't. No, I
It was
get
a
it,
spell.
but the thing with Dallas and Dak and Russ, like if somehow, some way, what if? And this is a what if. What if the Cowboys decide to franchise Dak?
Yep.
Because they have to do it within the next what?
Week and a
Between
half.
now and March 9th.
Yeah,
2
so
weeks?
2 weeks.
Like 14 days almost.
So 2 weeks.
That's 2 weeks, Sean.
No.
It's a fortnight.
Thank you.
So I start doing a little stupid dance like. So if they franchise Dak, and then they say, "Hey, Seattle, you're unhappy with Russ?
We'll
Take
give
Russ.
you Dak.
We'll give you Dak," and they do a sign and trade. Dak gets his deal in Seattle. Now I don't know what Seattle's cap space looks like and how they would be able to move
Not
this
great.
around. I
Yeah,
know they
but
were
guess
like
what?
middle of
Russell
the pack,
Wilson
but
makes a
I
shit
know,
ton of money
but
anyway.
I
But
know
then-
you can always maneuver. Like there's
But the
always
money between the
maneuverability.
two of them would move.
Yeah, but you have to think about it's not just as easy as like, okay, his money moves. It's like salary bonuses, guarantees.
Right,
They
but
have to eat that.
there's
Dead
always
money.
there's
But if
always
you're
ways
doing-
around
If
that.
you're doing a
Always,
sign and
always.
trade, you can maneuver that in the deal.
When
Sure,
you're
of course
when
you
you're
can.
when you're making a trade like this, there is almost like money. Oh, okay, we don't.
If
matter.
Russell Wilson was really
they can get
available,
very creative.
this would be the first guy on the Patriots. I'm like, listen, you got to go out there. I've said it last week. I said it a couple weeks ago. If Russell Wilson is truly available, and if it's like 2 first-round picks plus, I'm like, you got to go.
2, I think it'll take
Obviously.
3 at least.
Even if it's 3.
I would
you get
still
a
do it.
31-year-old Russell Wilson.
Bro, do it. He's playing at least another 8 years.
Bill Belichick looks at Tom across the field like,
He's a little
"Got
weird.
your
He's a
ass."
little weird off the field, but he's a consummate professional on it.
I mean, he's just super religious
now.
now.
Whatever.
I mean, what if that's all as a front and he just did that all just to get in Sierra's pants?
Good
Like,
for him.
because maybe when he was like, Sierra, he was probably what, like 12, 13, 14 years old when
Guys,
Sierra was
what do you mean?
big?
Sierra's fucking not much older.
Wait, they're like the same age, dude.
Yeah, Sierra's like 34.
Right, but her career took off in like 05.
Yeah, when she was like
06.
16.
Yeah, and so was he.
Yeah, right. But I'm just saying, what if she was like one of his like crushes when,
I'm sure she was.
like he was like,
probably.
and now he's like, yeah,
You
I'm
seen her at the
nailing
club over
Sierra.
there, and he was like, hey, I remember that video.
Yeah.
And then he also saw J-Lo, and he's like, oh, whatever.
He's like, huh, these make for wiggle in pants. Like, why is he Russian? I don't know.
Well, something's going on. Lana's going nuts.
Wolfsvik Wilson.
Oh, are we all doing the Slav now?
Yeah.
I brought in the Slav
Yes,
today.
they put in microchip into vaccination so I can track you now.
Change DNA.
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 It's perfect.
You must provide your peppers if you are going to go out of state. now.
So Russell Wilson.
So I think if Russell and Dak got traded,
Slav.
if that was a trade between Seattle and Dallas and they just swapped quarterbacks, because Russ doesn't want to be in
what-
Seattle, Dallas gets a fucking stud quarterback. They get a franchise quarterback, something they haven't had in a very long time.
Seattle keeps pace because they get
Seattle gets a young quarterback they can now build around. You got Dak and DK. There's like a good 1-2 combo up there. You can play. That's a good punch. And then
And
Russ
Tyler Lockett.
and just
Lockett, all of a sudden, I feel like Lockett just got old, like in the playoffs.
He's not that old.
He's not, but it just looked like he went from like, wow, look at his stud to like,
When it was
who
like-
dat?
Dude, he throws up crazy stats, though. I mean, DK's blown it out of the water, too.
I get it, but you got a good offense
Yes.
in Seattle. You got good players in Dallas. Listen, your quarterback's not happy. Our quarterback's not happy. Let's
We make 3.
let's swap quarterbacks. It's win-win for both of us at this point because Dallas gets 5, 6, 7 years, 8 years out of Russ. Seattle gets Dak to build beyond the Pete Carroll years because God knows how long Pete Carroll has left at this
He's
point.
what, 71? I
No, he's older than that, dude.
think he's 71, 72, right?
No, I think he's like 74.
Oh, no shit.
No, I think he's
Oh, he's fucking
74.
Marv
I know
Levy
it's.
over
I know
here.
it goes Pete Carroll, Bruce Arians, Belichick, and age.
Well, Aaron's
Oh,
just turned
he's
70.
okay. Never mind. I was way off. He is only 69. I had him a
Alright, see, there you
total decade older than that. So
Oh, wait, who?
Pete Carroll.
Carroll?
Carroll is 69.
I thought he was 74.
No, he's turned.
He'll
so,
be 70 at the start of the season.
Oh shit.
that's
Which I
amazing.
mean, still pretty fucking old.
Pete Carroll looks fucking great for 70.
Yeah, he does.
It's all that. It's all that.
California sun.
Well, it's that, and it's all the exercise he gets from chewing all that gum all the time.
Yeah, no bullshit. That is a distinguished jaw right there, my friend.
So I mean, it's just it's what it is. Remember when Pete Carroll was at USC? God, I fucking loathed him at USC.
Remember he was like one of the first people on Twitter, and he's like, "Everyone's gonna join this. This is great."
Yeah.
And he got off.
They're like, Matt Leinart's trash. He was like, yes, I know he is. Oh, my God.
Oh, wait, did I say that? Can someone read this? Fuck, I'm out of here. 774-992-8702. Give us a call. We're talking Carson Wentz to the Colts, quarterback carousel in the NFL, potential moves that are coming up because free agency starts in like 3 weeks, so this is going to get fun.
Not soon enough.
Sean's
I know.
getting super excited.
I love off-season stuff.
Isn't there is no combine this year.
No, the
No,
combine's
it's
from
all
home.
pro days, right?
It's all just pro days and lame shit now. So Sean,
And then Zoom
see,
interviews.
There's something that Sean has just been taken away from Sean.
Yeah, the combine's huge. And the combines, you get everybody together, you get interviews, you get how they actually interact.
Supposedly, the pro days that they do at the schools are going to be combines. Just not everybody's going to be allowed to be there.
Well, that's exactly what happens anyway. Like the school pro days are
School-
just mini combines.
Right, but this is going to be like what you would do at the combine.
That's what it always
Step
is.
for step. The way it's measured, the way it's everything.
Yeah.
Except everybody's going to be watching on a camera from a big screen.
Well, there was 7 teams at the Trevor Lawrence thing, and one of the teams was Patriots.
Wasn't it? Well, yeah.
How the fuck would you trade up to get Trevor Lawrence?
You wouldn't,
You'd
but
have
you
to trade
still
your whole
send a guy to
future.
go. You still send a guy to go scout him.
Well, of
No, I
course.
think they were there watching the watch.
Especially if you think he's going to be. He's in your
Watching the
conference.
wide
No,
receiver.
He's going
while
to
he
be.
was a
He's
white
going to
guy.
be in your conference.
Yes, it
They were
was.
watching the white wide receiver.
I think the Patriots are
And
watching that white wide
He's
receiver.
right.
They're
He's
like,
going
hey,
to.
we can get him in the 5th.
He's going to be in the AFC, and you go to look at who he's throwing to. Other guys are there too. It's not just Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, God,
it's
yeah.
Clemson's pro day.
Yep.
Like Clemson's got good players, so yeah, everybody's gonna go watch Trevor Lawrence throw because why the fuck not?
And did you see? It's already starting for anybody that loves the draft like I do. 2 guys are rocketing up the first round, and this week it's Mac fucking Jones and it's Pitts from the tight end from Florida. They have skyrocketed so high that now Pitts is being considered the best receiving prospect in this entire draft.
Holy shit.
Good. I love when guys like that take off and fly up to the top. You know why?
Waddle.
Because they get paid, and then you know what it does? It actually it gets the better guys a little bit closer to that 9 pick.
And then Mac Jones, everyone's like,
Or
oh,
guys that we need, I should say.
they're like Mac Jones. They're like, oh, teams are going to be leapfrogging the Patriots to get Mac Jones because everyone knows the Patriots are going to want him because he's an Alabama guy. Like they're saying
Alabama,
now,
man.
they're saying Pittsburgh is ready to mortgage their draft future to get into the top 10 picks to draft Mac Jones to replace Big
shit.
Ben. That's like the big rumor right now.
And Big Ben, though, there's no guarantee. That's one guy we didn't talk about. No guarantee. Big
Actually,
Ben
I'm
comes
glad we
back.
brought that up. Big Ben met with ownership today in a secret meeting
Yeah.
in Pittsburgh.
And
Listen, Big Ben stated he wanted
People-
to come back for another year.
And
They
people
might
are
not
wondering
wanna-
aloud right now if the Steelers are capable and willing to pay his cap number this year.
Well, I think
What it stands at.
listen,
Because I think it's
let's
like,
be
what,
real.
it's $19 million this
Yeah,
year?
if he stays,
Still not bad.
if he
It's
stays,
not bad, but
yeah, but the Steelers are in a little bit of cap issues themselves. So I think if he does stay, they're gonna figure out a way to keep him around the 15 million-ish mark for his last go around.
Okay.
I think
Maybe
they would.
do
I think they'll
something
do
with
like a
bonuses or like some kind of
like what
back-end deal,
Denver did with
like
Peyton
an
his last
incentive
year.
deal. Like, hey, you throw 20 touchdowns, you get blah. You throw 3,000 yards, you
yeah.
get blah.
It'll be like what Denver did with Peyton.
Yeah.
They took his $20 million a year. It was 15, and there's a $5 million bonus if you win the Super Bowl.
He did state he wanted to retire a Steeler,
Yes,
which
he
I
did.
respect. I love that, and it pisses me off that Brady didn't want to do
because
that.
we have to respect.
That's, I don't know.
He loves
I'm
the
old
organization he
school.
plays. Listen,
Like,
he loves the organization he plays for.
I would love to see. I can't have Gronk retire a Patriot, so fuck that idea. But I'd love to see Edelman not get cut or traded because I know Belichick's like, they just call up Tampa and see if they'd give a second-round pick for Edelman because Brady's like, do it, do it,
Fucking now!
bring back Amendola.
What are you
too."
waiting for?
If Brady could get Amendola and Edelman right now,
I
Brady,
love how Amendola was taking shots at the Patriots organization on his way out the door.
Yeah.
well now he's completely reverse face, and he's just like, you know what? I don't want to trash anybody. He goes, Belichick, the coach is great, and now it's Belichick, the GM sucks. But it's only Belichick, the GM
Which is also
sucks.
a shitty take and a lazy take, but nonetheless. But I
But
just
it's-
love how
it's the
Danny.
take of the
It's like Danny
masses.
Amendola. Nobody knew who you were except for diehard fantasy fans that were constantly drafting you in like the 10th round of fantasy drafts, thinking like, okay, this is the year he doesn't explode on the field.
And like,
Legit.
I said the year we sent him, I said I like the pick, but he's made out of porcelain and like
Popsicle sticks.
popsicle sticks. And then his biggest beef was that he goes, "Oh, I had to restructure my contract every year to stay in the team." It's like, bro, you said you wanted to restructure it, or else they were going to cut you. Like you took those restructures, like, and he blames the Patriots for that. Yeah. But it's like, but then you went to Detroit and took less money to be a starter. Like, what the fuck are you saying here? Like, you don't know what you're talking about. And he won 3 Super Bowls with us, so why are you bitching? Why?
It wasn't a big deal.
I don't know. Was he upset that he didn't get a fourth with Gronk and Brady? Like, dude, you should have got traded to Tampa Bay like everybody else.
He was a free agent. He could have gone wherever he wanted.
Well, not last year. He signed a 2-year
last year
deal.
He signed a 2-year deal. Yeah.
Yeah,
2 years ago.
He was a free agent.
No, he's a free agent now.
Now he's a free agent.
Right, but he was a free agent.
But
not last year.
But Brady was in New England.
Right, but he could have gone anywhere he wanted. He chose Detroit.
Yes, he did.
Like, that right there should tell you all you need to know about Danny Amendola.
And then another thing I want to bring up, and not to go to the Patriots thing, like everyone kept saying, like, oh, of course people want to go play with Brady in Tampa. It's Tom Brady. I'm like, where was this mentality 3-4 years ago when guys like Cole Beasley, the Patriots offered him the most money, and Cole Beasley said, I'm going to go to Buffalo because Tom Brady is too old. His words, not mine.
Yeah.
Adam Humphries, we offered more than the Tennessee Titans. Adam Humphries said, I don't want to go in New England. Tom Brady's too old.
Well, because and here I'm glad you brought this up because this is that Patriot.
I got too much energy in me. These fucking
This
drinks.
is that Patriot. This is the Patriot fan mentality of it's all Tom. It's not Bill. It was always Tom. It's always going to be Tom. This is how they convince themselves of that fact. Now the narrative should because. It's not like the Patriots.
I love Tom.
It's not like the Patriots were vacuum for free agents. It's not like free agents were swooning in on the Patriots
But
going,
I think,
please let me play for you. I will take
I
peanuts,
think
sir.
in
Hold on,
2014,
hold on,
yes.
Hold on. Now, in 2014, they got what? Brandon Browner and Darrell Revis. That was it.
No, dude, we signed like Brandon LaFell. We signed like a ton of guys, like even
Yeah, a
middle
bunch of
class guys.
scrap heap guys, though.
But they were still guys that wanted to come here.
But you weren't going out and getting the big time free
Yeah,
agents.
we're not the Redskins.
It's not right, but even the big time guys,
Washington,
the guys,
sorry,
they weren't
people.
coming there and saying like, "Oh, I will take peanuts to play with you, sir." Yeah, guys like Brandon LaFell will take nothing to play there because what the fuck's Brandon LaFell gonna do anyway?
Coke.
Like, you're just going to go, what are you?
cola?
It's either that or, I don't know, I'm going to go get buried with the fucking Rams or something like that.
Well, and
like,
I think the
in
biggest
St.
thing
Louis.
with that is, too.
But my point is that Brady was never an attraction for free agents when he was in New England. So this idea that he's all of a sudden this attraction in Tampa Bay and all these free agents are going to flock to him, no. That's Patriot fans trying to manufacture Brady onto another level.
Thought you were going to say pussy on a pedestal.
It's pretty much what they're doing. They're putting the pussy on a pedestal, and that's how Patriot fans are manufactured. That's how they're justifying them bailing on their
What
team.
is this pedestal?
They're bailing on their team, and they're shifting their focus now to the quarterback that used to be here, and now they're Tampa Bay fans because they're not real fans. There are no real fans. The only real fans that exist in New England are people our parents' age who were Celtics fans, and people our grandparents' age who are Red Sox fans.
I look it, so there we go.
Other than that, that's it. There are no real fans left in New England. That's it. They're gone. It's poof. See you later. So all they're doing is manufacturing this narrative that, well, Brady was an attraction for free agents. No, he wasn't.
I think the bigger thing about that is people were scared to play for Belichick. How about that one?
Yeah, because
that's still a case.
Because look at when Reggie Wayne came in. He was like, fuck this.
Reggie Wayne, Ocho Cinco, and Ocho Cinco tried his fucking
No.
ass
Ocho
off.
Cinco didn't complain. Ocho Cinco couldn't get it, and was frustrated with himself.
Yeah.
He was just like,
but look at even what Cam said.
Remember when Brewski ripped him?
That interview that we just played a little while ago.
Yep.
He was like, dude, Bill Belichick, I came in there just yelling and screaming. He's like, I ain't like that, man. Like, let's work it out. And then he was like, oh, but then I realized that's just how they talk.
Yeah. He's
great.
He goes, they talk
He
like
said,
that because
he's dope as.
yeah, he's dope as shit, is what he said.
Yeah.
And then, I think, that's, a best case scenario because we saw interviews before with Cam before you even get to the Patriots, and he's like, I don't know about Belichick. You hear all the rumors.
Well, and that's the thing. I think guys are scared to play for him. So instead of people flocking to go play for Belichick, and when they had Brady and doing everything that they're doing, it was more like, I could go there and be ruined if I don't understand his playbook, or if I fuck up and he casts me out, I'll never be good again. Like that type of shit.
But it's a make or break in New England. I mean, if you come to New England, you're somewhat decent. You go out and get a huge contract. It always happens.
100%.
But
if you come here and you fuck up,
then your career's
probably
dead.
I don't think so anymore. Not as much anymore.
Well, I mean, which part? Like if you fuck up, you're over.
No, if you go out and get a huge contract once you leave New England.
I can't think of guys recently.
Asante Samuel was, I think, the last major guy to do it.
No, I mean Kyle Van Noy got paid big time last year.
Oh yeah, that's right, Van Noy. But
Van Noy
but
got
that was
paid.
a
And so did
Patriot.
Jamie Collins actually, and he
Jamie
sucked.
Collins did.
But Jamie Collins, but he got paid by the fucking Browns.
The Browns.
Detroit again last year.
Okay, another Patriot
true.
guy then.
Yeah.
So yeah, Matt Patricia and Beeflo. There you go. There's your Patriot connection right there. Yeah, the Patriot guys want Patriot guys. But in general, no, Asante Samuel going to Philly, that was a big deal.
Yep.
But that was kind of the last that I
Gosh,
can think of off the top of my
Van
head
Noy.
anyway. No, I'm saying that went to a with no Patriot
Tie-ins.
direct link to the like if a guy went to what's his name, the little midget running back that went to Tennessee to play with Vrabel.
Oh, Deion Lewis.
Deion Lewis.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay,
But that was Patriot guy to Patriot guy.
exactly.
There's so many Patriot
who's
connections.
the Patriots guy in fucking Miami?
Flores.
Oh, Flores.
Brian
yeah,
Flores,
dude, I'm
B-Flow,
sorry,
bro.
I forgot.
Dude, I didn't want to lose him. He's
I know
such a
you
good
didn't.
guy.
But that's the thing. Like you don't see Patriot players getting poached by the fucking Raiders.
No,
You
not
know what I mean?
usually.
Or the Niners. It's nah, we got our own thing. We do our own thing over here. But
You actually might say this offseason, if we lose a bunch of offensive linemen, Tooney and shit like that, they'll probably go to Indianapolis, or they'll go
actually,
to...
that was the last one. Was what's it? The right tackle that went to Oakland.
Oh,
Flowers.
no,
I
Trent
mean,
Brown.
Trent Brown.
Trent Brown, but Trent Brown's probably going to get cut. I'll take Thick Boy back. But also Nate Solder. He also didn't go to the...
Yeah, he went to the Giants.
He went to the Giants.
Yeah, Nate Solder went to the Giants. Yeah, so there
He
was
got paid decent too. So
Yeah,
He was the highest left tackle in
paid left
history,
tackle, yeah.
and then Trent Brown broke
Beat
it to
that,
become the
yeah,
highest left
yeah.
tackle.
yeah. So there's two
and then
examples.
they moved him to the right side.
Yeah.
So Asante Samuel, Trent Brown. Yeah, okay. No, Trent Brown played fucking phenomenal in
Balled
Oakland.
out. Yeah.
That was the year that Carr was going to be an MVP. And
Solder didn't make the cut.
No. Trent Brown was only been there for 2 years.
was it 2? It was only 2 years.
He went there in
I thought
2019.
his-
He
okay,
He left us after he won the Super Bowl in 2018.
I thought his first year was the year that Carr went on that MVP.
No,
run.
it was 2019.
No, he was still a Patriot.
No, that makes sense. Though.
So,
But he absolutely played. He balled out in Oakland.
But he came here
those
for
couple
1
years.
year, dominated.
great.
We gave up a 4th-round draft pick to San Fran, and they said they were just going to cut him. 4th-round draft pick. There you go. As do us a favor. Came here, had a all-pro left tackle season, got mega paid. Now he's on the verge of getting cut again.
Now he might be back again.
Yeah,
I'll take him back.
His life in the NFL, my friend.
Dude, there's a mountain of a man to get by. I'm sorry.
He's a mountain.
All right, so let's jump into. I do want to touch on the Celtics real quick. We kind of already alluded to it a little bit, but
Yeah.
Which they just lost to the Mavericks.
Oh, look at that, huh?
So what's our record? Is it 15 and 16
15 and 16.
officially?
15 and 16. They were
Okay.
15 and 15 as of this morning when I checked, or unless I played a game I didn't.
And
realize.
Keith, what was the final score tonight against the Mavs?
110-107.
I mean, it's 3 points. I get it's a close game.
No, Luka hit a shot, tied 107.
Yeah, whatever. I just right now as a Celtics fan, I still don't really care yet. The Boogie Cousins thing does nothing for me besides it being a name from
Boogie
four.
Cousins doesn't move the needle at all.
Yeah, because dude,
I think he moves the
he
needle
has
backwards.
no speed. He's just a name,
And Boogie is a fucking curse.
and he's a nightmare person.
Did not want him
And he
in LA.
just loves playing with John Wall, so leave him in fucking Houston.
The only thing I wanted the Celtics to go out and do is get Bradley Beal. The dude is begging to get the fuck out of there.
That's true.
Give us Bradley Beal, and if we can't win with Bradley Beal, then you blow everything up.
Yeah, but you can't win with Bradley Beal. What are you going to give up to get Beal?
Yeah,
I
was
don't
saying,
give a shit.
What are you giving up? Right, but you don't have what you had.
Wait, they still have a couple of first-round picks.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're gonna go for that. It's still Bradley Beal, dude. Like
No,
you're gonna have to
all right,
give
so
up some
what are
serious
you going to
compensation.
give up? Like
What are they thinking? Marcus Smart,
Bo Williams in a first round?
We're thinking Time Lord and a couple first rounders. So what are you gonna do? 2 first rounders unprotected, Time Lord and Smart. I'd do that.
Yeah, I would too.
There we go. If they would do it, then yeah, I'm all in.
Yeah, if that's the thing.
If that's the thing.
If they would do it.
Yeah, but I mean, Washington is not winning anything.
And he is
And
all
people-
out.
Because Bradley Beal is the way he is, and you've seen Russell Westbrook since he's been there, people don't want to go play in Washington.
Right.
So it's not like you can be like, well, we'll make him happy, we'll sign a star.
No,
No,
he's-
you're not going to
he's-
sign a star.
He's gonna be gone. Whether
Westbrook got traded, and he was like, the Wizards?
Dude, Westbrook went there and is missing free throws like crazy, and everyone just can't stand.
Airball.
What Westbrook's career has exploded into oblivion of nothingness. He's become such a shitbag.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. He just he hit that cliff that Max Kellerman's always talking about with people. He's
No,
like,
you want to know what
cliff.
happened? Westbrook wasn't really ever that dominant.
Oh,
he just
that's
always
not
had
true.
the ball in his fucking hand.
No, come on. And then that time in the Thunder, when it was only him, we would look at it and be like, okay, he's dominant. He was
Okay,
doing it by
he put up
himself.
30 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists.
well, he had Paul George. Don't forget.
That was 1 year.
He had the corpse of
2
Paul
years.
George.
But 30 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists a night, right? He averaged a triple-double a night, correct?
Okay.
98% of the time the ball was in his hand.
Well, yeah, he was the only guy on the team.
So you should average a fucking triple-double.
And
If
he
your
did.
guy hits a shot, you should
But,
average
but at the same time, Keith, that same mentality, if a guy's supposed to average a triple-double, and he always does, shouldn't the other team know we should just stop that fucking dude? I mean, it sounds pretty easy to do, but like if I know that guy's
No,
the only player they have,
They did the exact opposite. We'll let him ball out and make sure nobody else
no,
scores.
not every team's gonna do that.
Then why did they never win anything?
Because they suck. It was only him.
Making my point, Sean.
Kinda. I'm kind of making.
But to get Beal out of Washington, though, it's I don't know. That's a major deal.
Yes, it is.
And I don't know if
Joey,
the Celtics have what it
we
would take.
need a major deal. This cannot be a Danny Ainge sit
I
on your
know.
hands off. I know you know.
I've been saying that for 3 years,
but
4
I'm not.
years now.
I'm not one of those Celtics fans right now being like, you got to blow up the team right now. I don't know why it's always Glenn Woodward, but it is. But I know Keith likes Drummond.
You're making my point.
Drummond's a big. I know we need a big. I get it. I just don't like Drummond either. I don't like it. I like Beal. Just give me Beal. That's all I want.
Drummond doesn't really move the needle for you either.
I think he does more than other things because he is now a body that cleans up the boards, blocks shots, does what you need to do down low, and is a thick boy in the middle. He's a guy that instead of a person Euro stepping and driving down the middle of the lane, now they have a body to go around.
What do you think about Pritchard?
I don't mind him.
I don't mind him
Kid's
either.
gritty.
He is. He's bally.
He's got
You know what he
green
is?
balls.
You know what he is? A small Marcus Smart.
He's the kind of guy that goes
Without
to
the defense
Donkeys
He's
and gets
annoying.
his
He's
got
coffee
that
in the
drive.
morning.
He's someone
He's
that.
not afraid to drive in the snow.
Shut up. He's if he was on another person's team, he'd piss me off. He'd be like annoying.
Might like Della Vadova in fucking Cleveland.
Yeah.
Delavadova.
So that's how I feel about me and Keith are on the same page without talking about this at all.
Yeah.
Of like, it's not a big deal right now. It really isn't.
You guys say it isn't a big deal because you're
No, I say it's not because you just got Kemba back last week. The team's starting to figure out what
again,
they are again.
and I know the only reason why I know how this conversation is going to go is, and I'm going to tell you right now,
Go
right
ahead.
here on February 23rd.
Let me fake punch us in.
You guys said it was no big deal. I'm telling you it's a big deal. And you're making all the excuses in the world for the Celtics.
We haven't made a single
I haven't made
excuse.
a
Oh, we just got Kemba back last
I just
week.
said we just got Kemba back
How was-
last
how was
week.
that an
That's
excuse?
not an
They
excuse.
just got Kemba back last
That's
week. Oh,
truth.
well, we didn't have Kemba. Yeah, because Kemba's really the guy.
No.
Kemba's the guy that's holding
I
us
did
back.
not say that.
Kemba's the
Nope.
guy. That's what you
No.
just said by
Nope.
saying we're getting him back.
Wrong.
Well, we haven't had Kemba.
That's not what
Wrong.
I said. Did I say
That's what
that?
you're suggesting.
I said we just got him back. The team needs to re-gel. The team was
Oh,
Jalen Brown
exactly.
and
That's,
Jason
that's
Tatum.
not an excuse.
Exactly.
Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum were the only ones handling the
Right,
ball. for
right.
this
So they
team.
just got Kemba back, meaning Kemba's going to be the thing once they gel. Now we got Kemba back. Now we're going to be back to where we were.
No, but that's not an excuse. Like, you were what you were
Listen.
before you got Kemba.
This Celtics team is going fucking nowhere.
Anthony Davis is out right now, correct?
Nowhere,
Is
yes.
Anthony Davis out right now?
Yeah.
Is your team the same without Anthony Davis?
Of course not.
No, they're not. When Anthony Davis comes back,
Are you comparing
every-
Kemba Walker to Anthony Davis
Listen
right now?
to the
Because that's
fucking
ridiculous.
point. When Anthony Davis comes back, and all the guys that were taking his minutes are now no longer in the picture, and they're coming in off the bench as opposed to starting, the team has to gel again a little bit to get back into a rhythm with Anthony Davis playing.
KY.
Do they not?
No, because it's the Lakers and we just turned the
Yeah,
switch
how
on.
we go.
Oh,
yeah, that's
shut
what it is. Yeah,
up.
we
Because
know.
that's what they do. Because we have LeBron fucking James.
Can we
So
do another time?
you know, we
Oh
might-
wait, my fucking watch died.
we might miss
So
a-
look, what time is it?
we
Help me
might miss
out,
a game,
Sean.
might miss a little shit here, a little shit there.
10-22.
I will say this
10-22.
again.
10-22. When the
You know
Lakers
me.
don't fucking win anything in the playoffs, and Joe goes, "Why? You know, it's because Anthony Davis.
When the Lakers don't win anything in the playoffs,
Oh my God!
Wait.
the Lakers without Anthony Davis are going further than the Celtics with their complete
I'm
team
not
right
saying
now.
to the South. Oh yeah, what if they get fucking Denver in the first?
They're beating Denver in the first.
No, they're not without Anthony Davis.
Sure
they're
they will.
not.
We have
No,
LeBron
hell no.
fucking James.
It's 5-on-1. LeBron played him straight up.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Right. And
And the
again,
Cavs swept
I'm
the Celtics.
kidding.
We,
that
I
year,
know,
too.
I know, but we hear this. I hear this every year about LeBron, and everybody's like, "Oh, what if they get this team or that team?
where's
Or
Marcus?
if they get Milwaukee, or the Sixers are gonna do it, or blah blah blah, or the Clippers got Kawhi." Yeah. Again, I don't want to overreact to regular season basketball
Exactly. Thank you.
because it's not worth it.
No, but we're making all kinds of excuses, Sean.
The Celtics team is under
Lakers gonna lose
500.
10 in a row, and all of a sudden he's gonna
31 games into the season, you're under 500.
Meh.
That's not good.
It's not good, but it's not like
That's not good at all. Like that's
listen,
now
if the season ended today, we're still the 6th seed,
sucks, but whatever.
but we're the 6th.
Whatever.
I mean, what the fuck?
And we're still in it, so it's like
And like I just said, so when the Lakers lose a bunch of games now without AD,
there's no difference between the 8th and the 4th seed.
no,
None.
if you're not the top 3, you're nothing.
right, and the Celtics aren't even close to the top 3
Oh,
right now.
What are they, 5?
They'll be 6.
Oh, so they're still
They'll be
5.
tied with
So-
Toronto.
So they're better than what I said.
They'll be tied with Toronto.
It's some sad shit in the East.
Again, the East is trash.
21, listen, 21 and 17 is the
All
top
right.
of the league.
As a obviously a non-Celtics fan, if the Celtics were to require Drummond and Beal, don't care how If they got both of those guys,
Yeah, that changes. That moves the
Okay.
needle.
Drummond
Yes.
and Beal.
I don't know how you're going to pull that off.
You
I mean,
can't.
okay. What
Although, listen, Cleveland's like one step away from buying Drummond out.
Well,
I mean-
yeah, that's what I mean. If it's a buyout, because you can't trade for Drummond at this point.
I mean, you can't.
You can, but you're not going to have the assets to go out and get somebody else.
I didn't think we were playing hypothetical NBA 2K trades,
not.
but here we are.
XX and the cash matches is a deal.
All right, so the thing with the Celtics is, though, they only have one trade exception that they could use. So, in a sense, they couldn't trade for two people.
That's why you have to sign one. Well, they're going to sign Boogie.
God, I
That's
hope
like,
they don't.
dude, that's like 100%. I've
If
seen
you
it all
sign
night.
Boogie,
What,
that is a
Houston-
kiss of death.
Houston's buying him out?
They already did.
Oh, they did already. I didn't
Yeah.
think it went through.
No, I think that happened already before we even came on the show.
Oh,
It
see, I
happened-
didn't see that.
I think
thought,
it happened last night.
Oh,
Actually.
no shit. I didn't
No,
see
there was
that.
rumors of it last night, and then it happened officially.
I
today.
saw the rumors, and I didn't see anything come through, so I missed
Yeah,
that
but
completely.
that's a kiss of death. You take Boogie on this team, and guess what?
He's going to
You're-
go back to the Lakers.
You're done. I don't want Boogie anywhere near the fucking Lakers.
You know what? Honestly, you want to know where
No,
I see
thank
Boogie
you.
going? Boogie's going back to Golden State.
Good.
No.
Let him go back to
I'm telling
Golden
you, he's
State.
going to go back to
No.
Golden State.
No, apparently he wants to come to the Celtics. I don't
Do
know
you
why.
remember when we did this show and Boogie signed with the Warriors and everybody was having a shit fit because it's not fair because Boogie's a top 5 player and blah 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 and
He was
all
coming back from his Achilles.
But it didn't matter because it's not 2000. It's the new future and he's going to be so good and it's not fair that the Golden State Warriors. Remember all those fucking crybabies? Those idiots that were trying to say that Boogie was a $20 million a year guy. Who was that? We had somebody call into the show and try and tell us
I
that
honestly
Boogie was
don't
worth
remember.
$20 million a year. I just want to tell
Could've
whoever
been Duffy.
No, it wasn't Duffy. I
It
would
was
remember
not
that.
Duffy.
I want to tell that guy, whoever he was, I hope you're listening because you're a fucking idiot. Because he's like, I call into EEI all the
He's like,
time, and I talk to real sports radio guys, and they think I'm right. And I'm like, okay, great, yeah, sure, because that's the level.
Because they're Bible.
Yeah,
That's
that's
penis.
the margin. But yeah, I want that kid to know that I don't remember your name or your face or anything about you except that you're fucking moron. So good. I hope you fucking get COVID, you fucking loser. Anyway, speaking of COVID, last thing we'll hit on before we get up out of here. There was a study that was done. I have it right here. It was a study that was done. It was published on medRxiv.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Which is it was a legitimate study, and the purpose of the study was to identify whether or not the limited in-person attendance had any impact on the number of COVID cases in those areas.
Okay.
And a snippet from the study, and I'll just read it. I'll read it here to you right now. This time series cross-sectional matching study with a difference in differences design did not find an increase in COVID-19 cases per 100,000 residents in the counties where NFL and NCAA games were held with in-person attendance. Our study suggests that NFL and NCAA football games hosted with limited in-person attendance does not cause a significant increase in local COVID cases.
Okay, cool.
So basically, this is like death to the Coronabros. Like all the Coronabros
Hold
are
on.
like,
Was there any stats on the Super Bowl?
yes. As a matter of fact, glad you asked, Keith, because I have that right here as well. So
In one
as
of his
of
47 tabs.
right here, this is a
Close to
tweet.
them, then.
It's officially been 2 weeks now since the Super Bowl.
Right.
And you can go back and look at all the tweets about the Washington Post, saying thousands of maskless Tampa fans flooded the streets celebrating a Super Bowl win while risking a super spreader event is pure evil. The Huffington Post, Tampa's maskless Super Bowl celebration leads to super spreader fears. Guess where cases are right now?
I have no idea.
The same or lower than what they were.
Much lower, significantly lower. 2 weeks later, cases are significantly lower in Tampa than they were before the Super Bowl. And they've been on the decline since before the Super Bowl. So I have the graph right here. The cases were well on the decline as of February 7th, and now they're well below that
Well, that's good.
number. So basically what
I
this
mean,
tells...
that's the end goal is numbers decline, shit goes back to normal.
Right.
Numbers
But do you
decline.
do you see anybody willing you don't see this out in the mainstream media? Like you have to go to Outkick the coverage
You
and
gotta
Clay
go
Travis
find- You got to find.
to find. You have to search these things out because there are still people out there driving in their cars by themselves with their fucking masks on.
You know what I don't like to see now is the people with the double mask. They do. The
Oh
double
yeah, now
mask.
there's now there's two
so
masks.
So they have
That's
the
a new
The
thing.
regular medical mask,
Yes.
and then they put the cloth mask on top of it.
Yes.
It's terrible.
Well, that's what they're recommending. But
If I recommended to put a
next
firecrack
week-
in your butt and light it, would you do it?
maybe I like how it feels. Anyway,
I'll tell you,
next
it'd be a
week.
shocking good time.
Next week. Explosive diarrhea. Next week, Boston is allowing fans back into TD Garden for
time.
Celtics and Bruins games.
Oh.
But it's only like 20%, I
Oh,
think.
Hey,
bravo.
listen, 20%.
Thank you, Charlie
a year
Longshanks.
Later. A year later.
Thank you. You know, there's 80% of the restaurants in downtown Boston are closed right now.
Yep.
80%.
It's really sad. If we take a moment, you can feel whoever you want to feel about it. If you're on one side or the other, the really sad part of it is, in September I went with my wife and my child to the Boston Aquarium, and after we get out of there, we decided, hey, we're here. When in Rome, let's go eat in a nice place around. We had to walk a good mile before we found any place that was even remotely open. Yeah. They were at full capacity, and they couldn't take us in anyway. But there were so many restaurants that have been established, and you see the signs that say circa 1941, circa 1920.
With a closed sign.
With an out of business permanently sign. And it is extremely,
Dude,
extremely sad to see.
And I think downtown's done a decent job of trying to keep shit open. Dude, you walk downtown right now, look at all the fucking stores that are empty. It's awful.
There's a shit ton, a real shit ton.
And
it's
the thing is this shouldn't be a partisan thing. Like, this should be like kind of like, hey, like, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
Like, all in this together. But we're not. It's totally become a partisan thing because the mainstream media has completely driven a wedge in between everybody, and you've got the people out there who, they're like the masked Nazis, the Gestapo.
I've been saying it forever. I blame the media. Period.
1,000%. I blame the media, but I also blame the useful idiots that the media uses, the people that we know. The people that when you go into the grocery store, they pull out their phone and like, why aren't you wearing your mask? It's like, bro, I just took it off to take a sip of my water. Put your mask on.
Joey,
I have 3.
I gotta show you a mask. It's a picture. It's of a guy's face with the mask below his chin. It is the funniest mask.
Oh, yeah, it's the fake mask.
Yeah, it's the fake
yes.
mask. It's
Oh,
an
my God.
actual mask.
I
And I'm
wanna-
like, sir, can you put your mask on? He's like, what's
Dude,
I had like 5 or 6 people sent me that. Like, you need this. And
I thought of that for you, too.
I was like, no, I just don't wear my mask. I just wear my mask down below my chin anyway.
I think it's so funny, though.
It's hilarious,
because
honestly.
people are like, can you put your mask on? And the guy pulls it down. What?
They're like, oh, shit.
They're like, oh, I'm so sorry.
You're like, yeah, go
Oh,
on.
are you, though, you fucking Karen? Like, get the fuck out of my face. But cases are on the decline. Deaths have been way on the decline. The states that had the most stringent lockdowns and all this shit, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, California. I'm glad Cuomo is now getting dragged through the fucking mud and, like, getting exposed for being the fucking evil, maniacal piece of fucking shit that he is. I mean, this motherfucker wrote a book on how to survive a pandemic, and meanwhile, he's got the blood of 15,000 elderly citizens on his hands. You don't believe me? Go look it up. It's all out there. It's right there. He threatened to end, Kim, he threatened to end his political career if he didn't cover for him or didn't play his game, and Cuomo should be placed in handcuffs and dragged out of his office.
Absolutely.
Because he is a fucking murderer. People love to blame Trump and the blood of his hands. No. Trump did the exact right thing. He said, I'm going to let the states deal with it because South Dakota is not like New York. Kristi Noem can handle her shit. Cuomo can handle his. And look who's fucked it up the most. Gavin Newsom, Cuomo, Baker. Those are all the spots that have the fucking worst, the highest death tolls per 100,000. I don't care about cases. I really don't. I don't care if you catch it.
Deaths.
It's about who dies from it. And when you look
get the flu, man.
When you look at Massachusetts, New York, all those states with the real stringent mask rules and lockdowns and everything else, they're all in the top 5 for deaths per 100,000. Then you go to a state like Florida with an elderly population, a population that should be very susceptible, and they're number 26 out of 52. So you mean to tell me, and they're trying to vilify Ron DeSantis as if he's remember a couple months ago, back in September, he's gonna kill everybody.
Yeah, legit. Look at the beaches.
Yeah.
Look at the beaches.
And now you look at it, and now look, the cases in
Are you saying
Tampa.
the bitches?
Tampa Bay just hosted the Super Bowl, and cases
how
have
you
been
want
on the decline since. I don't understand. Like, there is nothing else to be said. If you still believe that the lockdowns and the masks and everything else are the right way to go, I feel sorry for you. I'm not even mad at you anymore because you're too dumb for me to eat. Like, I can't even comprehend how.
There's no rationale.
I'm not the only one with access to the internet and a Google machine here. Okay, you can go find this information. It's available to you.
Machine.
Go read up on it. Go look. Go listen to the people who know what they're talking about. I mean, I've been 10 steps ahead of this thing the whole fucking time, and I just can't wait until Anthony Fauci gets fired. But we'll leave it at that.
That's a shirt, by the way.
What's that?
Well, I just put it in the chat.
Go. Let's go.
Pound by pound.
I love it. I love it. All right, so we got 2 more episodes left until our 300th episode. Major announcement
crazy.
coming for the 300th episode. 300 episodes of Row 1 Seat 1.
I've been a part of 100 and something of those.
I don't know why
Well,
John Cena's movie.
This has been we're
Why, 'cause
now.
You can't see me.
Oh, there we go.
This is year 8 now
For
Row
you.
1 Seat 1 for me. Yeah,
This
obviously.
is what,
for me.
5 for you?
No, way more than that.
6. This is year 6.
I'm going on 4.
Because you came in 2014.
I came
No,
in.
so he has 7.
Yeah, that's right.
I
God
came in. I came in
damn.
It'll be 7 years in the fall.
Yeah, I replaced T when T
Yeah,
said,
I
I'm going to blow this bitch up.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true.
I came in 17.
Yes, you did.
I replaced Pliz.
Yeah, no.
I mean-
we were looking for a third at that point. We didn't have a third. It
I
was me
mean,
and Sean, because
Pliz,
you
he
you
kinda-
said you replaced Hilching.
Yeah.
I replaced Plizzy.
Yeah, but Plizzy
Lizzie
kinda,
was just a stand-in. He was a
Yeah.
fill-in. He was a temp.
he came in and he was just like, yo, I want to suck some eggs out of some chick's butt. And it's like,
you guys are like, yeah, all right.
but like, it would be me and Joey, and then he'd just jump in and he'd be like, yo, how you feel about NASCAR? We'd be like, we were literally talking about the NBA. And he'd be like,
Oh,
what?
God, I've done shows with
He'd
Plizzy
be like,
here.
but Rusty Wallace is a legend. I mean,
While he is. Sean has had bang come out of his nose.
No, I'm pretty sure that actually happened, though.
it might have. It might have. There's a reason why it's in my head.
Plizzy was so fucked up one show. He spaced out for 20 minutes, and then he went, he did that crazy thing. And we were, and Joey was stopped, and Joey was like, go on. And he's like, what? And he didn't know what he said. And so we just continued on like without like he didn't do anything. And then I think he like kind of started falling asleep. Funny if you fucking find it.
I'll see if I can.
I
Get
re- Dude, that was years
There was no
ago.
video for this. It was all
No, it
audio.
wasn't.
No,
It would've been-
no, there was no video for
It
that.
would have been
but
early
was-
17, late 16.
He was like, and then at the end of the show, he was just like, guys, I'm trash. And Joey's like, I know. Like,
Good times back then. Good times. It was a lot less red tape, a lot less people to cater to. But
I
anyhow,
still say one of my funnest shows here was when you got Joey to walk downstairs and play Call of Duty full blast. And we had Rapey Sloth in the big chair.
this is boring.
wait, Lauren wasn't even home.
Yes, she
No,
was.
Lauren was home and she fucking ripped him a new ass.
Oh.
And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, you heard the flag with that. She's like, enough. We were like, oh.
All right, so kayfabe is dead in the show. We're just telling the truth. As a shoot, that actually happened.
Yeah, there was a lot
And
of
Joey
those.
came back up, and Joey's like, what?
No, Joey came back up and you were like, are you done? And you were like, no. You done? He was like, no, we're all fucking done. Game's
Yeah,
over.
and then-
End the
And
show.
he just fucking ends the show.
And then
We're
that goes back to the line in the sand, like me and the demon in the basement. And I'm like, what you want? This is the line. You put out some cards and you explain it.
I don't know why there are 3 men connected mouth to anus and dead cats everywhere dancing around, but whatever. We'll
and
deal with
Tom
this
Brady's
card later.
kissing his boy again. What the fuck?
And I'll sit there like Gucci Mane, and I'll be like, you put some respect on that card name. It's like, you have
Yo,
to-
was it?
Pick a
Who was
card.
it that got in trouble? Was it Gucci Mane that got? No, it wasn't Gucci Mane. Was it Meek Mill? They got in trouble for putting the Kobe Bryant in a helicopter lyric into the
oh,
song.
God, yeah.
And, like,
I think
Vanessa
it was
Bryant
Meek
got
Mill.
all upset about it too.
Yeah, but I don't think it was.
It wasn't malicious.
No, it wasn't. But he was saying something like, oh, like a Kobe Bryant plane crash or something like that. I forgot what it was,
It
but
was
it
like
wasn't.
about something sad, and then he put Kobe in it.
Yeah, and
So
then
it was like almost like tribute.
and then everyone was just like, how dare you speak that man's name? And that's what it became.
Yeah.
And they were like, send this man back to prison. I actually saw that
And
like
Bob
multiple
Kraft
times.
was like, nah, man, I fought
Bob
so
Kraft
hard
was like,
to get
no,
this dude out."
I don't have Donnie in the White House to help me
Yeah,
cut him
no
out
shit,
anymore.
right?
What the fuck?
Robert Kraft comes out of nowhere. What that? And they're like, wrong guy.
Kamala Harris is like, excuse me, sir. We put black men in jail in this administration.
Robert
Okay.
Kraft, man. You know,
God bless him.
he is a fun owner.
What a great guy.
And when his son
what a
takes
great
over,
fucking guy.
when his son takes over, this team's gonna be. I can't say. what
I
wanna
wish
say.
I wish Ordway in the Big Show. I wish they still had the whiner line because I miss that guy that used to imitate Kraft. And like, Jonathan.
Oh, I think he legit died.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too
a
bad.
lot of guys died. You know, like Frank. I know it's
Yeah,
Kraft's
Frank from
time.
Gloucester?
Frank from Gloucester died.
Yeah, I
massive
remember
heart attack,
that.
and he died like 8 years ago.
Yeah, well, I remember that was
Um,
big news. I remember that being like a big deal.
Remember when they had the Whiny Awards and there was like an actual thing? They had all these people come in.
Yeah.
And they found out like a lot of these people were like 400-pound like ape children, and they were just like, they were like.
We didn't really want to hang out with you
And
guys.
then, like, they're like, here's an award, and the guy's like, thank you, sir.
They're like, please use the stairs elevator. Can't
They
take
all look like that. The guy from the 300, the guy that helped fight the.
Hunchback?
Oh, yeah.
There's the crevice. All right, and like not to go off too much on a tangent, like that part always killed me in 300. Like I get there, it's an over
May
exaggeration.
you live forever.
They're like,
Was it Ephialtes? Was that his name?
Yeah, something like that. And they're like, oh, we'll offer you whatever you want to tell us where this path is. He's like, I want a Disney princess cap. And they give it to him. He's like, there it is.
He's like, I want the hat that the monkey with the symbols wears.
Yeah,
Like-
And it was like a dunce cap with like a scarf wrapped around it. He's like, ah! I was like, it always bothered me. I was like, everything else was like, okay, it's an exaggerated story. This man wanted to be a Disney princess.
Legit.
And then he was like, that's my deal.
Oh, now
I
that
want to be beautiful.
going back 14 years later and watching that movie, there's a lot you can rip into.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, duh. It's an exaggeration.
No, I know, but I mean, like things that like that, for example, like things that we first guessed, and now you look back at it, you're like, ooh, yeah.
I actually wasted my time watching.
I didn't
this
actually
movie.
hold. Great movie. I might actually watch it tonight. I don't know.
Dude, I love
It's like Fast and the Furious, the first one.
Classic.
Classic, but then you go and rewatch it, like, wow,
Yeah, but
this is trash.
Why did this man paint another man on the side of his car?
because
Kids-
the Buster kept me out of cuffs.
Dude, the kids today would be like, yo, was that a man pointing on the side of that Jetta? Like, they have no idea. Like, why are people doing this?
I think that was.
It was the Supra that was pointing, actually. By the way,
Was it? I thought it was that kid that got
no,
shot up.
it was the Greek god, though, right? It was
the Supra.
It was a Greek god.
the Supra and his
Oh,
sword was going.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah,
a
that's
Jetta.
what it was. Yeah,
the Supra.
I
it was
thought-
very.
The Jetta was white and had blue like fanatics.
Oh, okay, there you
yeah,
go.
yeah, the blue, yeah, the white flames. It was blue with white with blue flames.
Yeah.
That was because remember Frankie from
Frankie Muniz.
Frankie Muniz
Malcolm
bought
in the
it.
middle.
Malcolm in the Middle bought it
Did he?
for like
He became a race
250
car driver.
grand.
Yeah, he became a race car driver.
Speaking of Frankie, you see that Malcolm in the Middle is begging to work at Barstool? He DM'd Portnoy, and he was just like, hey, guys, what can I do to be an intern or an admin just to come work?
But
Like,
the dude's got ridiculous fucking
Frankie
money.
Muniz.
yeah, and also he's like brain dead. Like, he has like massive
he's-
concussion
no,
problems.
he's messed up. Yeah.
I don't know what the
too
fuck
bad.
happened there.
Well, he
Like,
had to stop racing. Like he couldn't like fucking race anymore.
Where is Barstool right now besides their website? Because like I
everywhere.
know
What do you mean?
no, but I mean where are they?
Yeah,
Because
they're
they were
not-
on.
they're
They're
not-
not. They're,
they're
they
not-
got,
Oh,
anymore.
Philly.
no, but they got booted off Sirius. Where do
Yeah.
you listen to them now? What platform? Do they have any?
Website.
Do they,
I
I mean,
think
do
it's
they
just-
have any plans to get?
I think it's just their own app.
Just their own app. Okay,
think
so I'll have
so.
to buy. I'll have to download it and.
No, but the app's free. And it just tells you go to these different websites, download our podcast, and subscribe, and there you go. Have fun.
Because I just want to subscribe. I want to subscribe to the Dozen because that's all I listen to, the trivia show.
There you go.
But I was watching it on Twitter today, and it was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, they're probably in between deals right now, to be honest with you.
That's what I thought, but I didn't know if there was anything that was coming up through the, in the wood, through the
Well,
grapevine, and
I'm
in
not-
the works.
I wouldn't be surprised if Portnoy just like fucking bought an app and just said, hey, we're buying this app and this is where we're gonna stream all of our stuff now. It's ours.
Yeah,
I mean, like Penn Gaming, like that's just unbelievable. Like if you have money to put into Penn Gaming has been going up like nonstop since the moment they merged with Barstool. It went from like $30 a share, now it's at like $125 a share on average. And then they want to build a casino. They want to have every state. Eventually, Barstool sports betting will be in every state when every state legalizes it. So you can only think that that's only going to go up.
Right.
of course.
So that's just a secret thing that I've been throwing like $10, $20 every week into like Penn Gaming, just as like a secret gamble. Instead of buying scratch tickets, I just throw it into Penn Gaming.
Yeah, it's
Um,
kind of like buying scratch tickets, but
I understand
but the payoff is probably going to be
I
better.
instead buy a box of cards.
Yeah, that too, because the value is just through the roof. If you can PSA certify, I got to talk to you about PSA. I want to send a bunch of shit in, but I'm afraid of the price.
Let's send a bunch of shit in.
All right, boys.
And then wait, last thing,
God damn it!
Troy Aikman was like secretly saying like, I want to meet Dave Portnoy and be on a Barstool podcast. It was kind of cool.
It's kind of rad. You know that what him and Joe Buck's drink of choice is when they're on the air?
Tequila.
Tequila.
Wow, I nailed it.
Tequila with a splash of grapefruit juice, Grand Marnier, and grapefruit juice.
Jesus.
Then you wonder why by the
During the game?
Then you wonder
That's
why
what they sip a little bit
listen,
on
then
sometimes,
you wonder
not
why by
all
the
the
third
time.
quarter, Trackman's like, yeah, he threw that ball.
No. They
there."
said they very rarely drink on the air. He said it's not. Joe Buck came out in an interview and said it's very rare that they do it, but when they do, that's usually their go-to. Which
Wow.
I made
Well,
one
you
the
know,
other.
we're covering Detroit today, so let's get fucked up like Bob Uecker and the fucking Indians.
I made one the other day.
Just a bit outside.
Wasn't crazy about it.
That sounds nasty to me.
Honestly, I love tequila.
Hate tequila, hate grapefruit juice, so
Oh well, yeah. Then you're.
2 out of 3.
I would say don't do that.
Adios.
That's like when people when they come into the restaurant that I used to work at, that down at the Black Bass and Paid Naram, and they'd be like, "Well, what would you recommend?" I'd be like, "Well, the lobster roll here is the best bang for the buck you'll get anywhere." And they're like, "Well,"
I hate seafood.
they're like, "I hate lobster," and I'm like, "All right, then I would definitely not recommend that."
I'm that little girl gifting the slide. Adios, and she goes sliding down.
All right, so 2 more episodes until the 300. There will be a major announcement for the 300th episode that will come with the 300th episode, and we'll have some surprises in store for you. So be sure to like and share this video if you didn't already. If you haven't already checked out row1seat1.com, go ahead and do that. And we'll catch y'all next Tuesday night.
the flip
Thank you very
side.
much for listening.
Thank you.
Peace.